could be New York, or maybe ancient Egypt. But it's not. It's Vegas, baby. Game time from the Silver State. It's next on YurView. Welcome to Sierra Vista, everyone, where it's homecoming, a special edition of Game Time on YurView. I'm Jeff Kurtz alongside Dale Hellestray. Dale, it's a special early morning edition of Game Time, and we're looking forward to a fantastic matchup today between Clark and Sierra Vista, two teams that are familiar with each other, but Sierra Vista's had the upper hand, winning 7 of their last 11 matchups.
Going to be really interesting to watch this 11 a.m. kickoff. Always interesting to me when you have to change your body clock. Used to playing at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock at night. You got to get up early this morning. You're going to be hitting each other at 11 a.m.
Well, Coach Ricky Pickens has done an outstanding job, a reclamation project here at Clark. He has won 2 games this season out of 3. They only won 1 all of last year, Dale.
They have, but Coach Pickens, he's kind of like the miracle worker. He goes from two programs that have struggled. That's what he's expecting to do, and turn them around. He's expecting to do that again at Clark. He's instilled some discipline in the program, some accountability, and we'll see how that transcends today.
Meanwhile, Clark is led by their great running back, Aquante Morris. He's got 8 touchdowns this year, 5 receiving, 3 rushing. He is not only outstanding as a running back, Dale, he may even be a better linebacker.
Yeah, you know what? Both sides of the football, he's a dynamic playmaker. He's going to have to come up with a lot of big plays today for Clark to have success.
Meanwhile, Sierra Vista, led by head coach John Foss, he led the team to 8 straight wins last year before a loss to Gorman late, a first-round playoff loss to Legacy. But they're looking to build on that this year, Dale, and they're off to a really great start again with that 2-1 record.
Yeah, Coach Foss, he's 21-21 before last week's game. You take a look at what he's done at this program. I expect them to continue to get better and build on their previous success.
And their defensive line, anchored by Isaiah Paulale, who does an outstanding job as a 3-headed monster in there in the defensive tackle spots. They're going to look to stop a very good Clark running game. During this game, they're going to have their work cut out.
It's really interesting to me when you get to watch bigger guys go against smaller, quicker guys. Who's going to win that battle? Something to keep an eye on this afternoon.
Well, folks, we are going to be back in just a moment. We'll go down to Gordon Spencer on the field, who's going to talk about the daytime start as well as Dale's Ford Country keys to the game. That's all coming up next.
If you're shopping for a vehicle, one location soars above the rest, the Valley Auto Mall. With 19 dealers, 23 brands, and over $250 million in inventory, chances are the Valley Auto Mall has just the vehicle you're looking for. In fact, 1 in 4 vehicles is purchased at the Valley Auto Mall. For the best in selection, sales, and service, the Valley Auto Mall is head and shoulders above the rest. Fly over today. Shop the Valley Auto Mall or valleyautomall.com.
You can get a used Porsche a lot of places, but the only place you can get a certified pre-owned Porsche that comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty is at the Gaudin Porsche Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now. You want a Porsche? Get your Porsche. But be smart about it. Get it the right way, with some peace of mind, from a name with a 94-year history of serving this community. I'm Jim Meridian, General Manager of Gaudin Porsche of Las Vegas, 215 and Rainbow Boulevard.
You may have heard the song, but do you really know what the YMCA does for Southern Nevada? Findlay Community Spotlight is proud to shine a light on the good people at the Y. Caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility are at the heart of the YMCA emphasis on healthy living and social responsibility. Each year, children, adults, and seniors take part in aquatic, wellness, and sporting programs led by trained instructors. To see more, speak FCS into your Cox Contour remote, tune to channel 1861, or visit FindlaySpotlight.com.
Back here at Sierra Vista High School, let's welcome in the third member of our broadcast team, Gordon Spencer, down on the field. He's going to talk to us a little bit about the unusual start time for today's game.
Yeah, good morning, Jeff. Two words you don't normally associate with a varsity football game start, but that's just what's happening here today on homecoming day, the dance later tonight. You talk to Coach Pickens and ask him about the start time. He said, hey, it's just another football game. We're ready. We start practices at 6 a.m. here in Vegas to beat the heat. We're used to it and ready. Coach Voss said, well, there might be some adjustments that we need to make because of practice on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, they did the walkthrough, and today they just hoped, hey, high school kids, hope they're up early and ready to go, and both teams seem ready to go for this big league matchup. Guys.
Great, Gordon. Thank you very much. Well, let's go turn it over to Dale Hellestray for the Ford Country keys to the game. Dale?
Well, you take a look at these teams. Both of them are 1-0 in region, fighting to stay on top. And then Morris the Cat. The Mountain Lions must contain Morris. We talked about him. Held Spring Valley to just 42 yards on the ground. And then, again, we've talked about it a lot. It's a morning game. Which body clock, which team is going to be up quicker this morning?
Thank you very much, Dale. That's, again, the Ford Country keys to the game. We'll see how that plays out over the course of this one, as we'll be back with the opening kickoff here from Sierra Vista High School right after this.
You can get a used Porsche a lot of places, but the only place you can get a certified pre-owned Porsche that comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty is at the Gaudin Porsche Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now. You want a Porsche? Get your Porsche. But be smart about it. Get it the right way, with some peace of mind, from a name with a 94-year history of serving this community. I'm Jim Meridian, General Manager of Gaudin Porsche of Las Vegas, 215 and Rainbow Boulevard.
Station Casinos is putting a whole new spin on great food. Dig into our new wheel deals at your favorite Grand Cafe or Cafe Fiesta. A 2-egg breakfast with bacon or sausage and hash browns, just $2.99. Fried fish tacos with salsa fresco and guacamole for $4.99. And chicken pesto pasta with garlic toast for just $5.99. Served all day, every day at a Station Cafe near you. Wheel deals, great food at a great price at all Station Casinos and Fiesta Henderson.
Trolls.
Go, 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 go! Cookies!
This is Contour from Cox. Cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Game of the Week on YurView is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Come try the new $3.99 really big chicken sandwich combo with double the cheese and double the chicken, plus curly fries and a drink for only $3.99. Limited time only. Gaudin Porsche. Circle K, it's time to take a Polar Pop timeout. Sahara Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Takis, face the intensity. Ford Country. And Valley Auto Mall.
Welcome back to Sierra Vista High School. Jeff Kurtz alongside Dale Hellestray. Dale, these teams are chomping at the bit. They are ready to go. They are been out in the field, ready to get this kickoff going. And Trevor Gettner going to be doing the honors here for Sierra Vista, kicking left to right across your screen. Clark in the white jerseys will be receiving this opening kickoff. Let's play some football. Gettner, the kick away, and this is going to be a deep one out of the back of the end zone. So Clark will start out with the ball at their own 20-yard line, first down and 10.
Going to be interesting. It's very breezy up here in the kind of little foothills, and I think it's going to have a little impact on the game.
Here's your Jack in the Box starting lineups. Come try the new $3.99 really big chicken sandwich combo with double the cheese and double the chicken, plus curly fries and a drink for only $3.99. That's a limited time only. We'll have those starting lineups for you in just a moment, folks. As Clark on their first possession of the game, going to roll right. A quick pass to the outside is going to go incomplete.
Jared Jenkins starting off at quarterback. Justin Aguilar had been playing quarterback. Jenkins, 5 of 7, 93 yards so far on this season. And Clark a little bit different than a lot of high school teams. Quarterback goes over to get the play. rather than signal it in and have wristbands and all those kinds of things.
Jared Jenkins is going to be doing a lot of traveling back and forth. He's going to log a lot of miles. I don't know if he wore his Fitbit today, but he's going to have a lot of steps at the end of this one. As we've got a whistle and our first penalty marker of the game.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, replay second down.
So offside against Sierra Vista, and that's going to give Clark 5 yards in a 2nd and 5 situation. This certainly makes things a little bit easier on your second down play, Dale.
Like to stay ahead of the chains if you possibly can, and Clark didn't even change their called play.
And now we got more movement as the left side of the offensive line for Clark moving, the right defensive end spot responding. Let's see who this goes against.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, if you could pick up a first down the easy way, why not?
Haven't completed a pass or handed the ball off, and you have your first down of the game. Again, I still think this 11 o'clock kickoff is just a little bit different. I know when you look at what Clark does, practicing in the mornings, I know a lot of colleges do that, but practice is still a little bit different than games, and Sierra Vista chomping at the bit to get this thing going.
Jenkins going to go 5 receivers this time, 3 to the far side. We actually get a clean snap off. This pass is going to be underthrown, incomplete. It looks like Clark's receivers were running a deep route, and Jenkins thought they were coming up underneath. Here's our starting lineups again, the Jack-in-the-Box starting lineups today. Take a look at the defense for Sierra Vista. Once again, Isaiah Holloway anchoring that defensive tackle spot. Ty Ascension in there as well. But we're going to see a number of players rotate through there over the course of the day, Dale.
Well, those big defensive linemen, 295, 298, 235 across the front. And Cole Foss, the lightweight, at 225 pounds.
4 receivers far side of the field. Here's a quick receiver screen. Our officials are going to blow it dead. Clark, though, wisely thinking that just in case that was a backwards pass, they were going to keep playing on that. And pass incomplete, bring up 3rd and 10.
Talked about Morris in the open, 43 carries, 275 yards on the season, 10 receptions, 257 yards. And you're right, you don't want to leave that decision in the hands of the officials. Go pick up the ball and make sure that you have possession.
So big 3rd down for Clark early. They picked up that first down if you're just joining us on 2 consecutive penalties.
The one thing that standing out to me, Clark huddles about 15 yards behind the ball. As a former offensive lineman, I would have some issues with that.
Jenkins takes the snap. Pressure coming. He's going to roll to his right. Looking, and he's going to run out of room. Nice pursuit from the backside by Josiah Maeva.
Yeah, Maeva did a nice job. Jenkins, really no pressure to start. Pretty good protection. Could have possibly stepped up in the pocket. Takes off to his right, but Maeva, the 5'10", 190-pound senior, 13 tackles coming into the game, chases him down.
Showing some good lateral quickness there as well. He had to break off a block and hustle to the sideline, and Jenkins has got some quick feet, but Maeva able to cut him off. Punting unit on for Clark. The kick away, high but very short. And it's going to take a Sierra Vista bounce, and will be down by Clark at their own 36-yard line. So net 6 yards on the punt.
Not necessarily a good punt, but I do believe there's a pretty strong breeze going left to right on this football field.
Well, now let's take a look at those Jack-in-the-Box starting lineups again for the Sierra Vista offense. And this is a run-heavy team. Trevor Gettner runs this offense for Sierra Vista. They like to take their time. They like to huddle, push the action when they can, but keep it on the ground 70% of the time. And here we have a running play right out of the gate. And Isaiah Zavala the carry for short yardage.
Kind of fun to watch both these teams. Just so much different than what you've become to expect in high school football. A little wing tee. They're going to run the football. Not going to be throwing the ball 50, 60 times like you see a lot of high school football teams these days.
Yeah, Trevor Gettner, his completion percentage won't jump off the page at you, but he's guided this offense to 2 wins out of 3 starts. So he's been doing a fine job running the offense. Here is Zavala going to try to get to the outside. Nice pursuit by the Clark defense. And again, short yardage on that running play for Zavala.
Yeah, Zavala looked like he could have turned that up. There was a whole nice job by that offensive line. You're just reaching onside, trying to cut somebody off.
And here's the defensive starting lineup for Clark, and this is a quick unit, Dale. They can pursue sideline to sideline very well. As we saw there, Zavala, it looked like he had an angle, but Clark was able to cut him off.
Oh, two big defensive tackles, 340 pounds, 270 pounds to kind of clog up that middle, and then some quick guys around them to chase the ball.
Third down, 8 yards to go here for Gentner, and he's going to draw Clark into the neutral zone, and that's going to give the Mountain Lions 5 yards and make this a more
encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Make it a more makeable 3rd and 3.
It's always interesting. It seems like the guys closest to the ball tend to jump off sides more than the others, and coaches tell you all the time, don't listen to the quarterback. Watch the ball.
Well, both teams have been bit by the encroachment bug here in the first quarter as Gentner on 3rd and 3. Sweep left, running to the left-hand side, and a first down plus. Finally wrestled down around the 20-yard line is Aaron Kahalaaki. And Kahalaaki with a nice carry on that one gets the first down of the game for the Mountain Lions.
Good old-fashioned counter. You pull the backside guard and fullback, and does a nice job taking that outside. You see the pursuit of the Clark defenders coming up and trying to make the play. Noah Johnson fighting off a pretty good stiff arm.
Sierra Vista in the red zone for the first time in the game. This drive starting at the Clark 36-yard line after a very short punt into the wind. Dale, as you mentioned, we'll see how much that plays a factor over the course of the game. Sierra Vista going Wildcat formation. They're going to keep it themselves, running to the right-hand side to the corner and knocked down short of the 15-yard line. Nice job on the carry by Josiah Maiava.
Well, and Isaiah Bigby came up and made a nice open field tackle. You're going to see play is supposed to go up in between the guards and bounces it outside. You see Isaiah Bigby chasing him down and making the tackle.
That play was really set to go for longer yardage, Dale, until Bigby came up and made that play. Gain of 4. Gentner back in the game. 2nd down and 6. Gentner looking to throw for the first time across the middle. Actually, corner route, and did he get inside the pylon? No, incomplete. The officials say the ball juggled, and it'll be an incomplete pass.
Looked like he had a chance there. Waited till that last second to make sure that the ball had indeed come loose from his hands.
Boy, that was awfully close, Dale. It looked like he had the reception and then was just trying to get the ball inside the pylon, and that's when it came loose. The officials don't have the benefit of our luck, but incomplete pass is the call.
And remember, in high school football, all you need is 1 foot down for it to be a completed pass.
So now 3rd and 6. Gentner looking to throw again. This time he's going the other way. He's got a man open, but just a little beyond the reach of Kevin McRae. Will fall incomplete. And an interesting 4th down call coming up here for 5th-year head coach John Foss.
McRae, 4 catches, 122 yards on the season, over 30 yards per catch. Runs a little post corner route, comes open, ball just overthrown a little bit by Trevor Gentner.
Yeah, Gentner had it. McRae didn't have a defender within about 4 or 5 yards, just a little bit overthrown. Sierra Vista going to go for it here early. Gentner with the back to his left. Steps back to throw. Has the same look, and this time he connects with McRae. Well, if you don't get it right the first time, why not go to it again? And that time, McRae is able to secure the football, and Sierra Vista's on the board first.
John Foss, the head coach and offensive coordinator, said, well, you didn't cover it the first time. Let's see if you made the adjustment by the very next play. Much better throw by Trevor Gentner.
Gentner now on for the extra point try. Good snap. This kick is also good. 7-0 our score. It's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Stay tuned for more Game Time on YurView after this Circle K Polar Pop timeout. 7-0.
If you're shopping for a vehicle, one location soars above the rest, the Valley Auto Mall. With 19 dealers, 23 brands, and over $250 million in inventory, chances are the Valley Auto Mall has just the vehicle you're looking for. In fact, 1 in 4 vehicles is purchased at the Valley Auto Mall. For the best in selection, sales, and service, the Valley Auto Mall is head and shoulders above the rest. Fly over today. Shop the Valley Auto Mall or valleyautomall.com.
The 2017's gotta go at Sahara Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Now is the time to save on Sahara. New Ram Quad Cab lease for $149 a month, or get 0% APR for 72 months, or 0.9% for 84. Save on Sahara during Ram Power Days. Sahara Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Kevin McCrae on the sideline. His first touchdown reception of the game has given Sierra Vista an early 7-0 lead. 7 plays, 37 yards on that drive, taking 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Nice opening look for Sierra Vista. Certainly benefited, Dale, by the fact that they were working with a very short field. That's a nice way to start out your first possession of the game.
Well, obviously, you take a look at it, that entire team pitched in on that scoring drive. Defense holds Clark, forces a punt. Special teams has something to do with the short punt. Then the offense has a short field and is able to capitalize on it, even though it took them to 4th down.
Well, let's see how Clark responds. They were able to get a first down on their first possession of the game, benefiting off a couple of penalties by Sierra Vista, but then their drive stalled. Gentner, with the wind to his back, kicked the first one into the end zone, almost onto the track. We'll see what he does here. This one's going to be returnable. No, into the end zone. Looked like for a moment Clark may have a run at it, but instead 3 yards deep, and once again the Chargers will start out their own 20-yard line. Also remember, in high school football, anytime the ball crosses the goal line, the play will be blown dead. Player safety enhancement. That's right, no option to run it out of the end zone like you might see on an NFL Sunday. So second look here for the Clark offense. Jared Jenkins, as Coach Pickens had a chance on the sideline to regroup with his offense. Let's see how they respond as Sierra Vista scoring on their first possession of the game. Jenkins, we've got some movement once again on the defensive line and offensive line as well. Looked like the left tackle may have jumped, but we'll see if he might have been drawn with the defense jumping into the neutral zone.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, number 71, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that's the third encroachment penalty on Sierra Vista. Kind of surprising here in your 4th game to see such a lack of defensive line discipline at this stage.
Unless they just have a really different snap count, but again, defensive linemen don't listen to the quarterback.
Quick handoff up the middle on first down and 5. Gain of 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. And now we've got a penalty marker that flies into the pile late. Officials talking it over. It was thrown from our back judge. He's got a pretty good arm. That thing traveled about 20 yards.
Personal foul, defense, number 32, coming into the pile with a late hit. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Devin Gomez a little overzealous at the end of that play.
Well, I saw him come in there. I thought he was just kind of having fun, kind of jumped on one of the Clark players' back. He didn't come in there and spear anybody or try and take a shot at anybody. It looked like he was just having fun, and evidently the back judge said that was a little too much fun.
Well, right now, Clark, all their first downs coming off of penalties on the part of Sierra Vista. That's the 4th penalty against the Mountain Lions, and totaling 40 yards. Jenkins once again almost gets someone else to jump. Instead drops the football. The ball loose. It's going to be picked up by the Mountain Lions. Down the field they go. They've got their second score of the game as picking that one up. Maeva with the fumble recovery for the score.
There's just some players who have a nose for the football. Maeva able to scoop that up.
Little boy, Jenkins looked like for a moment he might have a shot at it, but Maeva picked up that ball and rumbles in from about 30 yards out.
Kind of hard to tell from that shot whether it was actually the snap or the exchange with the running back where the ball hit the ground.
Gentner's extra point try. Right through. 14-0 the score. So Sierra Vista may be hurting themselves with defensive penalties, Dale, but that is not hurting them on the scoreboard so far.
Really has not. Very opportunistic. You know, you talk about this defense and very, very stout in the middle. We talked about the athletes on the outside, a little bit smaller, quicker, faster. Maeva, that 5'10", 190-pound junior.
Well, Clark is going to have to come up with some answers offensively here, as they are down early. We're not even to the midpoint of the first quarter, and they're already down 2 scores. Not exactly what the Clark coaching staff had in mind for the start of this game. They wanted to exploit their athleticism, and so far they're having a hard time doing that.
You know, they average almost 40 points per game. You know, you wonder, is it the competition? Is it the early start? Or is Sierra Vista that good?
This one is once again in the end zone. Gentner might be tiring kicking here in the first quarter. Dale, he's down. That one's only a yard deep. Let's take a look at our game time injury report for today. Clark pretty healthy going into this one. No major injuries to report for the Chargers. Meanwhile, Sierra Vista, Jackson Zebert out with a high ankle sprain. Anthony Hartog, a concussion, out of the game. Also ran into running back Brian LaGrange in the locker room prior, and he's out with a shoulder injury as well. So he was a late scratch from this one, but so far not hurting the Mountain Lions. Here's Jenkins on first down, going to step up and run. Manages to avoid the defensive lineman, and a good gain on first down. Takes it almost 8 yards. Close to a first down. Might have even gotten it near the 30-yard line.
You can see the athleticism as Jenkins running the ball very quickly. Not even sure if this was a design quarterback draw. Sierra Vista brings an extra rusher to the offense's right. Jenkins sees that, runs left, and picks up the first down.
Nice recognition by Jenkins. And turning that into a first down, 10 yards. Jenkins wasn't ready for that. The ball was snapped. Going to be picked up deep in the backfield by Morris, and Morris is going to be dropped back near his 10-yard line. Well, that was a situation where Jenkins was just trying to make a motion to one of his receivers, and his center took that as an opportunity to snap the football.
And called timeout by the coaching staff of the Clark Chargers. Ricky Pickens wants to talk to his team, and you know, Coach Pickens said this 11 o'clock start wasn't going to bother him. I beg to differ.
Well, Coach Pickens back to the drawing board. Meanwhile, let's take a moment to let you know that each week, Valley Auto Mall, our Scholar Athlete, they're proud to honor 2 outstanding players with the Valley Auto Mall Scholar Athlete Award for on and off the field excellence. Today's honorees are Isaiah Bigby of Clark High School and Isaiah Zavala of Sierra Vista. Bigby, a 2-sport athlete, running track along with playing wide receiver on the football team. He carries a 3.1 GPA while simultaneously taking honors classes. He's involved with church and is the team spokesman for middle school youth. Meanwhile, Zavala for Sierra Vista carries a 3.6 GPA as a starting running back of the Mountain Lions varsity. He's also a member of the National Honor Society. So 2 very sharp student athletes at both of these schools.
Oh, always fun for me to see these scholar athletes, these kids. Yes, football keeps you very, very busy, but there are so many other things that these kids do off the football field to keep their grades up, and it's just kind of fun to see that each and every week, all their accomplishments.
And great to talk to both coaches this week, Dale, and each one on their own, unprompted from us, talked about the importance of academics at their schools and with their football teams. Really great to hear. Jenkins on 2nd and an acre is going to throw a deep ball up for grabs and incomplete, as his receiver turned into a defender on that far side of the field, trying to make up that long yardage lost all on one play. Instead, it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, as I said, that wind blowing from left to right, so into the faces of the Clark Charger offense. That ball got up in the air, hung up in the air a little bit longer, obviously, than Jenkins would like. Didn't go as far either.
Ball spotted at the Clark 11-yard line. They're looking at a 3rd and 24.
Not a whole lot of plays in many playbooks to pick up third down and 24 yards.
That's usually one coaches don't want to have to scheme for because you don't want to be in that situation. Well, Clark's going to go 5 wide, 3 to that far side of the field. Jenkins puts a man in motion from left to right. They're going to keep it on the ground, are the Chargers, running right-hand side out near the 15-yard line. And that carry coming from Samaj Taylor will bring up 4th down.
And going to force another punt from Clark again into that stiff wind. Let's see if they can get a little more distance on the punt. Otherwise, Sierra Vista will start off with great field position for its offense once again.
Clark standing inside their 5-yard line to get this punt away. High punt, a little further this time. It's going to take a Clark bounce. Did that touch the Lions? Not sure if it did or not, as Aaron Kahalaaki was acting like it didn't, but his teammate took no chances, jumped right on that football at the Clark 46-yard line.
Was awful close to him. Again, very nice job. Looks like he doesn't even see the ball there, still doesn't feel the ball, but very aware. Went right through the legs.
Yeah.
And again, I like the awareness of this Sierra Vista football team.
Gettner again with a short field. 1st down running play. Nice penetration by the Clark defense getting in there. That's Morris as the linebacker tripping up Savala for a gain of 1.
Yeah, for a 180-pounder, he sticks his nose up in there. Morris gets penetration, and that's how you can really affect a single wing T, however you want to call what this offense is that we're seeing, predominantly a run offense.
33 yards net on that punt by Clark a moment ago. 2nd down and 9. Gettner, running play, sweep left. This is Jimenez getting to the corner. He will be stopped shy of a 1st down, but inside the 40-yard line.
Just a whole bevy of blockers over there. You talk about student body left, 4 or 5 blockers out in front of him. You see everybody pulling, the quickness, and a really nice job by that offensive line getting a hat on a hat and just continuing to drive your legs.
Javaris Andrews with a nice lead block for Tristan Jimenez on that carry. Sets up a 3rd and short situation under 4:50 remaining opening quarter. Gettner gives it to the big guy, running right up the middle, rumbling down the far sideline to the 10, the 5, and in for the score is Talase Naotioti. And Naotioti with a long run for a touchdown, and Sierra Vista's up by 3 scores.
What a nice job by the interior of that offensive line. Watch how this just opens up. Really nice job, number 77, Josh P. He says his nickname is OJ. Throws a nice block on the play. He's 6'3", 275 pounds. Latte, he's 5'11", 235 pounds.
That was a 36-yard touchdown run for Naotioti. Gettner almost kicks that one onto the street. That is an emphatic extra point. 21-0 our score. Sierra Vista comfortably in front of a homecoming crowd here. 4:35 remaining in the 1st quarter.
Sierra Vista team coming into the game. 31.3 points per game, but 253 yards rushing. You know that they like to run the football. I guess if you point at one thing, they fumbled the ball 8 times. They've lost 5 of those trying to work on cutting down turnovers as this season unwinds.
Dale, for a team that emphasizes ball control and taking their time, Sierra Vista's moving quickly. That was a 1 minute and 22-second scoring drive. Took a grand total of 3 plays to go 46 yards.
Well, they can't help it if the other team's not stopping them.
Now, Otioti found a hole, and no one was going to stop him. At 235 pounds, he is a load to bring down. Gettner, 3 touchbacks on 3 kickoffs here in the 1st quarter. Make that 4.
I'm just going to be interested to see what happens in the 2nd quarter when it kicks off.
Yeah. Well, and against the wind. And are they going to have to ice his leg down between quarters? He's doing a lot of work out there with 3 extra points and 4 kickoffs so far. Meanwhile, how difficult is it for an offense every single time they're starting out with the football here in the first quarter, Dale? They're facing 80 yards of real estate in front of them in order to get to the end zone.
Well, I think you're not looking at it like that if you're Ricky Pickens and this offensive staff. You're looking at picking up a first down and then stacking another first down on top of that.
Jenkins' running play on first down is going to get short yardage. That was Morris on the carry for a couple.
That's Cole Foss in on the tackle. Violent collision right in the hole. Morris's helmet comes off. You have to come out for a play in high school football when your helmet comes off.
Cole Foss, yes, related to head coach John Foss. And you would think at the dining room table of the Foss household there'd be a lot of conversation about football that those two gentlemen would generate. But actually, Quinn Foss, coach's wife, she's the biggest football fan out of all of them. As here Jenkins is going to roll right on second down. He will be tackled just to the line of scrimmage. That's Coach Quinn Foss, big Raider fan, and John Foss, a 49er fan. Makes for interesting conversations in the Foss household as you look at that play again. Jenkins, it looked like someone went the wrong way on that one, Dale, and he ended up having to improvise.
Well, it's either improvising or roll him out to his right. That pressure coming from Sierra Vista and force him out of bounds. Going to bring up third down and about 10.
Yeah, loss on the play. So another third and long situation for Clark. They're going to go 2 receivers this time, 1 to each side. Quick hitter and incomplete. It's intended for Demanuel Mayfield. He looked like he wasn't quite ready for that slant pass.
Senior didn't play the last couple years. Talking about the coach's kid. He was one of the main reasons that Coach Pickens took the job at Clark, saying that he really wanted to play for him his senior year. Didn't look like he was expecting the football at that point.
Punting unit on once again for Clark, which if you're a Clark fan is not what you want to be hearing here in this first quarter. Their 4th possession of the game. This one almost blocked, but away. It is going to take a Chargers bounce onto the Sierra Vista side of the field and will roll dead at the 46-yard line. Well, this Mountain Lions team gives up just 14 points a game, and you can see why here in the first quarter. They are very good. A fumble recovery here early for a touchdown. They're getting to the outside. They're slowing this running attack for Clark, and in the passing game, not much going for quarterback Jared Jenkins here in the first quarter. As Gettner, with his worst starting field position of the first quarter, and that's at his own 46-yard line, hands off to Zavala, who will gain 3 out to the 49. If that is your worst starting field position, you are in great shape if you are the Sierra Vista Mountain Lions.
We talked about the size of the linemen for Sierra Vista. They also got some guys that are pretty good athletes. Smits and Bentley, Lekupu, 220 pounds. Bentley, 245 pounds, and Schmitz, 230 pounds.
Gettner on 2nd down and 6. Gonna throw, he's got a man open, wide open at the 20. Trotting in for a score is Tristan Jimenez. A 51-yard touchdown pass.
Just a good old-fashioned wheel route. You do out and up. Ruckus Lopez, the linebacker for Clark, looks like he's expecting some deep help on this pass play, and there's no safety help. Somebody blew that coverage and made it look a lot easier than it should have been.
Well, for Trevor Gettner, he had 4 TDs in his first 3 games. He's got 2 here in the first quarter. the extra point try for Gentner. Like clockwork, he's good again. 28-0 with 2:41 remaining in the first quarter. A two-play, 54-yard drive, a grand total of 48 seconds. And obviously culminated by that 51-yard touchdown pass to a wide-open Tristan Jimenez. Jimenez was so open, Dale, he could have called for a fair catch there.
Well, and sometimes those are the hardest ones to catch as you're sitting there waiting for the ball to come down. It's kind of like in basketball. You're underneath the basket going in for a layup. You're used to a little contact. It's the ones that you're absolutely wide open, nobody's around, and all of a sudden you start thinking about it, and it makes it more difficult.
Well, Jimenez did a good job keeping his concentration there and hauling in one of the easier touchdown passes he'll ever get. Gentner set to kick off. His team up big. It is going all Sierra Vista's way here in the first quarter. And another touchback, the 5th of the game for Trevor Gentner.
Well, I'm just not sure what you do if you're Clark right now to try and jumpstart this offense. Obviously, you've got a great athlete that's playing quarterback in Jared Jenkins, having a hard time throwing the football. The Sierra Vista defense, very, very aggressive.
First down for Jenkins. He's going to throw a little bit high, trying to hit Mayfield. Incomplete, second down and 10. Boy, it looks like Clark is just a little bit off in their timing, Dale. I mean, there's a couple of plays there where the receivers may be running the route. I can't tell if they're running the route a little bit too long down the field, further than Jenkins is anticipating, or on that one, Jenkins just threw a little bit behind him, but the timing is just a touch off for Clark.
Well, and you wonder, is it the timing, is it the players, is it the routes, is it the quarterback, is it the wind, or a combination of all those things? Because this first quarter is dragging along. They're not taking any time off the clock and continue to give the ball back to Sierra Vista in great field position.
Jenkins with 4 wide. Nice pass, back shoulder throw, incomplete. Out near the 40-yard line. Third down coming up, and here are the Talkies hot players from last week's game. Talkies face the intensity. Brevin Jordan from Bishop Gorman, you can see up there. Nice 34-7 win over De La Salle out of Concord, California, the Bay Area. Aubrey Nellums from Shadow Ridge. Jason Painter, Spring Creek, and Isaiah Veal from Clark. 3 interceptions last week in their shutout win over Desert Oasis. He's got 6 interceptions this year, does Veal. That's second in the nation, tops in Nevada. Pass underneath, first completion of the day for Jenkins, and that's going to result in a Clark first down out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Nice to see the Chargers move the chains through the air.
Isaiah Veal just runs a little in route as Jenkins threw that ball with a little more conviction, put a little more zip into it. Be interesting to see Clark throw the football in the second quarter with that wind behind their back.
Nice job by Isaiah Veal. Gets mentioned for his defensive prowess and then gets his first catch of the game. Here's a pass into traffic along the sideline, will fall incomplete. Jenkins looking to go to that right side quite a bit. Not a whole lot throwing the ball to the near side.
A lot of times you watch film and you see guys you think you have favorable matchups on. They're trying to get it to Demanuel Mayfield. He's a 6'1" receiver, and you try and take advantage of that in the first quarter, but you are going to have to spread that around a little bit and maybe take advantage of the wide side of the football field.
You saw Kyler Corpuz on your screen a moment ago with Sierra Vista in coverage on that last one. Now a running play. This one is still going. Officials finally blow it dead, close to the 35-yard line. Short gain will bring up third down.
Big mass of humanity, and Morris continues to drive those legs. You can see why he's so well regarded here in the Las Vegas area.
Third down and about 7. Ball just shy of the 35-yard line. Clark has yet to cross midfield. Their drives, when they've stalled, usually resulted with at least one first down on the possession, but not anything more than that. Jenkins trying to get his second on this possession. Looking to throw a deep ball, double coverage, and incomplete.
Well, that's the thing that's a little perplexing to me. You got Sierra Vista with help over the top to the right side of the field, and Jenkins has yet to look to his left, and you got one-on-one coverage down here at the bottom of the field. Devin Gomez, I know he's a good football player. He's 5'7", 150 pounds, but kind of curious as to when Jenkins will look to go to the wide side of the field, running or throwing the ball.
McCray and Corpuz in double coverage there is punting this one away. Noah Fuller. High spiraling kick, going to be grabbed at the 29-yard line and tackled at the 30. Nice coverage by Clark. We also have a penalty marker down on the play as the return by Kevin McCray. And we'll see what this call is.
Obviously, the first one's going to be an illegal block on Sierra Vista.
Oh, we've got two penalty markers down.
Usually where those are, they're both usually illegal blocks when you see the flags drop on a punt return that far down the field.
Long conversation with our officials sorting this one out. John Foss has to be pleased with how this game is going so far, Dale. Up 28-0 in the first quarter. Possession again, and 5 possessions for Clark, all stalling on their side of the field.
So we have 2 fouls on the play. We have a block in the back during the return. That penalty will be declined. And then we have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness to the head. We're going to go 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
That's the second personal foul penalty against Sierra Vista in the first quarter, and their 5th penalty in the game. Now back at the 15-yard line. You can see flying in late after the tackle was already made. That was Kaika Fadalinga with that penalty. Meanwhile, a big run down the near sideline. Fadalinga is going to make up for that penalty, plus as he's going to take this one into Clark territory, tackled inside the 40-yard line. Well, if you make a mistake, why not get a big run, Dale, and make up for that plus?
6'1", and 190 pounds coming right into your living room. Great vision, good stiff arm, good blocking up front.
A 46-yard first down run puts Sierra Vista at the Clark 40-yard line. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Handoff, Zavala runs left. He will be thrown back shy of the Clark 35-yard line.
This single wing T, whatever you want to call it, offense, so difficult, I always thought, for a defense because there's so much misdirection. You got linemen pulling one way, you got the wing back going another way, running back still another. You have to stick to your keys. You can't try and go do your own thing. You have to play your assignment, and sometimes when you start struggling defensively, the tendency is, I got to go make a play, and guess what? You leave your responsibility.
Second down, the Wildcat for the second time in the game, and this time Clark is ready for it. Tackled is Mayava. Back across the Clark 40-yard line near the 42. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Sierra Vista's got a 3rd and long coming up, but they've got a 28-0 lead on the scoreboard. Game time will continue from Sierra Vista High School right here on YurView after these messages.
The 2017's gotta go at Sahara Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Now is the time to save on Sahara. New Ram Quad Cab lease for $149 a month, or get 0% APR for 72 months or 0.9% for 84. Save on Sahara during Ram Power Days. Sahara Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
You can get a used Porsche a lot of places, but the only place you can get a certified pre-owned Porsche that comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty is at the Gaudin Porsche Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now. You want a Porsche? Get your Porsche. But be smart about it. Get it the right way, with some peace of mind, from a name with a 94-year history of serving this community. I'm Jim Meridian, General Manager of Gaudin Porsche of Las Vegas, 215 and Rainbow Boulevard.
Station Casinos is putting a whole new spin on great food. Dig into our new wheel deals at your favorite Grand Cafe or Cafe Fiesta. A 2-egg breakfast with bacon or sausage and hash browns, just $2.99. Fried fish tacos with salsa fresco and guacamole for $4.99. And chicken pesto pasta with garlic toast for just $5.99. Served all day, every day at a Station Cafe near you. Wheel deals, great food at a great price at all Station Casinos and Fiesta Henderson.
All right, welcome back to Sierra Vista High School, YurView Game of the Week. Here talking to Tim Asuncion, number 55. Pretty happy guy right now on the sideline with his score. But Tim, I know it's tough for you as a senior. You wanted to play this year, but you were diagnosed with lupus a couple of months ago. Tell us what happened.
It just came out of nowhere, really. We played up at SUU, and I didn't know I had it, but the doctor said that this is a condition that you don't really know if you have it or not until you get the symptoms, and from there they started curing me.
So how you doing right now?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing dialysis right now, and my kidneys are starting to work again, so that's a good sign for us.
All right, well, good luck. I know you're happy to be out here on the sideline, and looking good with the score. Let's go back upstairs to Jeff.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Well, Tim's brother Ty, also on the team, an active player, and Tim, team captain, went out there for the coin toss at the beginning of the game. Nice honor bestowed on him by head coach John Foss as we start the second quarter in a quick shovel pass on a wing run that's going to head to the right-hand side on third down and get stuffed as Kevin McCrae is shut down there, and it'll bring up fourth down and long for Sierra Vista.
Well, I really like the look of Kevin McCrae, 6'2", 190 pounds. He's played multiple positions, but the Clark defense getting penetration. Looked like maybe a between-quarter pep talk from that coaching staff from Clark.
Fourth down and 13. Well, we'll see if that translates into more success for Clark than they experienced in the first 12 minutes as Sierra Vista ran out 28-0. And now going right to left across your screen, Gentner. Play action. Going to throw. McCrae with a catch at the 25. Inside the 10, he'll be spun down at the 9-yard line. What a great catch by McCrae right on his fingertips.
Looked like there was pretty good coverage by Noah Johnson, number 11 from Clark. Just better execution by this Sierra Vista offense. Look at this throw, and remember, this is going into the wind, reaches out with his hands, able to continue running with the football.
A 36-yard completion on 4th and 13. And officials are actually going to spot that at the 8-yard line. So first and goal for the Mountain Lions. Zavala has the ball knocked loose. Knocked loose. And Clark thinks they have it. Let's see who does. Looks like Sierra Vista is going to hang on to the football, but nice job by Aquante Morris getting his hat on that one to knock it out, a gain of 1.
Put his helmet right on the football. Really nice job by Morris. We've seen him make a number of plays here early in this game for that Charger football team.
Sierra Vista catches a break. Not only did they fumble the ball, Dale, they gained a yard on the play on top of it. When things are going your way.
That is very true.
Splitting out to the far side of the field. That is Kahalaaki. He's now in motion right to left. Gentner going to give it to him. A fly sweep to the near side and the short side of the field. Kahalaaki is going to be driven out at the 5. Dale, I've always wondered about that. While coaches don't exploit the wide side of the field, they run to the short side.
Well, obviously because there's coverage more out there, you're going to kick safeties and things of that nature to the wide side, so you're going to take advantage of the short side. I think what they'd like to see there, though, is stick that left foot in the ground and get upfield. Don't just continue to run laterally out of bounds.
A gain of 2. 3rd and goal now for Sierra Vista from the 5-yard line. Gettner to Savala running right. This time he's got some room. Did he get in? The officials say no. Knee down just shy of the goal line.
Well, you can see a bunch of white jerseys running over there trying to keep him out of the end zone. Really like the way Zavala runs with the football too. You're going to see right, look at all these white jerseys getting over there. 1, 2, 3 guys in on the tackle.
Well, it's going to be officially 4th and goal at the 1, but you could probably put a credit card in between the chalk and the football right there, Dale. There is not a whole lot of space. Timeout on the field.
Got to appreciate the effort of this Clark Charger defense. You're down 28-0 early in the second quarter. A lot of times it's easy to start hanging your head and wonder when this game was going to be over, but you talk about a transformation, and that's what Ricky Pickens is trying to do at Clark. He said you don't want to have Clark-itis. Clark-itis is the old Clark that's being late. You know what? I can show up when I want to because coach has to play me. Grades aren't important, things like that. So, but it doesn't happen overnight. And you look at what Ricky Pickens has been able to do at his previous stops. He took over Marshall High School. They were 0-30 when he took over. They were 4-6 and 5-5 under him. And then Blair High School, they were 0-40 when Coach Pickens took over.
Yeah, Coach Pickens specializes in revamping programs. That is for sure. And he has been doing a very good job with this Clark squad. Already a big success over last year where they only won 1 game, they won 2, but right now running into a bit of a juggernaut. Sierra Vista playing here on homecoming. On 4th and goal at the 1, Zavala gets a big hole, thought he was going to get some contact, almost tripped over his own feet, stumbles into the end zone for another touchdown.
Well, perfect situation for a running team with that offensive line firing off the football. And again, Zavala, really nice running back. Listed at 5'7", looks a little taller than that.
And now Gettner for his 5th extra point attempt in the game, following an 8-play, 86-yard drive, culminating on that Zavala 1-yard touchdown run. This kick is good. Took 3 minutes and 43 seconds for that to all go down. Well, Sierra Vista is cooking right now, which means it's time for a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. The score 35-0. Stay tuned for more Game Time on YurView after the Circle K Polar Pop timeout.
If you're shopping for a vehicle, one location soars above the rest, the Valley Auto Mall. With 19 dealers, 23 brands, and over $250 million in inventory, chances are the Valley Auto Mall has just the vehicle you're looking for. In fact, 1 in 4 vehicles is purchased at the Valley Auto Mall. For the best in selection, sales, and service, the Valley Auto Mall is head and shoulders above the rest. Fly over today. Shop the Valley Auto Mall or valleyautomall.com.
You can get a used Porsche a lot of places, but the only place you can get a certified pre-owned Porsche that comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty is at the Gaudin Porsche Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now. You want a Porsche? Get your Porsche. But be smart about it. Get it the right way, with some peace of mind, from a name with a 94-year history of serving this community. I'm Jim Meridian, General Manager of Gaudin Porsche of Las Vegas, 215 and Rainbow Boulevard.
Back at Sierra Vista High School on homecoming day here at Sierra Vista. Jeff Kurtz alongside Dale Hellestray. Sierra Vista is doing a great job taking care of us and the YurView staff. Dale, you mentioned something as we were right before we went into break about the offensive line firing off on that running play Zavala scoring from a yard out. That has got to be what offensive linemen live for. And you played offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys for a number of years. I mean, how great is that when you can get up to the line, you know you're dominating the defensive line currently, and you know it's a run play where you can just blow right into the guy in front of you.
Well, and then you're just continuing to build confidence because you are dominating this defense right now. And so you're telling coach, you know what, continue to run the football. Sierra Vista obviously a better football team than Clark, mixing it up, making that Clark defense not only try and be stout in the middle, but cover sideline to sideline, and then you mix in a couple passes too and keep this defense as off balance as possible. And
is it just a numbers game right now for Sierra Vista in terms of their offensive line versus the size of the defensive line for Clark, or is it something in their technique that's working?
Well, I think it's a lot in the scheme. Like I talked about, that single wing T, however you want to call it, there's just so much misdirection. And then every once in a while you just hand it off straight up the gut, and linebackers and defensive linemen aren't expecting that.
Gentner has kicked off 5 times. This will be his 6th. All the previous ones have been for touchbacks, but now the wind is in his face. It holds up in the air. It's going to be returnable at the 4-yard line. First return of the game for Clark. Let's see what they can do. Breaking a tackle at the 15-20 and then down to the 25-yard line, a return of 21 yards. But you could see that football holding up in the wind there, Dale, as it looked like it was headed for the end zone, then slowed up at the 4.
Well, and he tried to kick that line drive type, almost like you're hitting a golf shot into the wind, trying to keep it low, keep it out of the wind, but still pretty good kickoff as strong as that wind is blowing.
Clark takes over with their best field position of the game, and that's at their own 25-yard line after all those successive touchbacks by Gentner. Jenkins with 4 receivers and a back in the backfield. Long snap count. Well, there's that throw left. And welcome to the football game, says Kaika Fadalinga. That was a shot.
Easy for you to say. Yeah, nice shot, and a clean hit came in with that shoulder, which is exactly how you coach kids up. Timed it perfectly, open, ball's thrown a little bit behind the receiver, get the ball out in front. He might still be running.
That was quite a lick. 2nd and 10. 3 receivers this time to the far side for Jenkins. 1 to the near side. Looking left, throwing left. That pass complete at the 30. And then tackled across the 30 to the 33-yard line, a gain of close to 8 yards.
Well, again, it's neat that you see him going a little bit to the left side of the football field here. He actually glances to his right, comes back to his left. You can see throwing the ball with a little more accuracy there. Remember now, this second quarter, they're going to have the wind behind them.
3rd down and 2. On the ground and stacked up at the line of scrimmage is Clark. Looks like that was Morris on the carry and nothing doing. 4th and 2.
Don't really care how good you are. You see that big wall of black jersey out in front of you. Nowhere to go for Morris as he's trying to pick his way through there.
But a situation where Coach Pickens, finding himself down 35-0 here mid-second quarter, is going to elect to go for it, even though this is inside his 35-yard line. 4 receivers for Clark. And Jenkins got through the line with a 1st down and then lost the football. And Sierra Vista is going to recover it at the Clark 37-yard line.
And that's the thing that'll just absolutely drive you crazy as a coach. You decide to take a chance. You actually had the 1st down. Ball gets knocked loose.
Jenkins had a lot of room in front of him and then ran into his center, and it looked like the ball got coughed up that way.
Wasn't even a defender that hit the ball. a little anxious a lot of time as a quarterback. You do a quarterback sneak, you get too close to your center. A lot of times when there's people in front of the center, you don't allow your center to fire out, and things can go haywire there. But at any rate, a turnover for the Clark Charger offense.
And another big opportunity for Sierra Vista as Jimenez is going to start out the receiver on the far side. This is the second time Sierra Vista starting a drive at the Clark 37, and now a little bit of confusion, and it's going to be fumbled by Gentner, and Clark is going to get on the scoreboard on the fumble recovery into the end zone for 6. Well, it looked like there Gentner thought he had a different play from what his running back did and lost the football, and it was picked up by Clark, and they took it all the way to the house.
Not exactly sure what he's going to do. Maybe he was going to try and pitch it to the wing back coming back across the formation. Saw the defender there, and instead of pitching it, the ball slipped out of his hand, but visibly frustrated with himself.
Well, now Clark getting that goose egg off the scoreboard. And they're going for 2. And now we've got a whistle, and a timeout is going to be called. Clark is going to take that timeout.
Well, they're going to call timeout because they only had 10 players out on the field, trying to get that 11th player out there if you're going for 2. Sudden changes, a lot of times players aren't ready, whether it's a special team or a quick change like that, to get the offense out there to go for 2.
And then we got Gordon Spencer down on the field with a look at Sierra Vista. Gordon?
Yeah, Jeff, just a little background on Sierra Vista High School for the viewers watching around the country. It opened in 2001 here in Las Vegas. Notable alumni include Chris Carter, Major League Baseball player, and Sophia Amatola Amidiji, a professional women's soccer player. Marching band has roughly 125 members. You've seen and heard them all game long so far. They won the Bands of America Regional Championships in 2007, held in Flagstaff, Arizona. Believe it or not, a robotics team. They've gone to 5 world championships. Current Nevada State champions right now, and they're the first school in Clark County School District to receive solar panels and LED lights here in Vegas.
Going green here at Sierra Vista as a 2-point conversion. It was going to be the receiver option, and now we've got an interference penalty that's going to be called in the back of the end zone against Sierra Vista.
Pass interference, defense. Half the distance to the goal, repeat the try.
So Clark is inching ever closer in this 2-point attempt. Pretty easy call here for the officials, Dale.
Yeah, when I've always said, hey, if it's just one flag, you can kind of argue it a little bit, but when 2 flags almost land on you, it's a pretty good sign that you did something.
Pass back across the field is going to be converted. As that was Isaiah Veal. Excuse me, that's Justin Aguilar in the game. It was Veal, Bigby with the catch. It looks like Jenkins out of the game. And that is Aguilar who's throwing that 2-point conversion pass to Isaiah Bigby.
You got to give Aguilar some credit, standing in there under duress, knows he's going to take a hit, still able to get rid of the football. And one of the tougher things to do as a quarterback, see a big body coming at you, knowing you're going to get hit, but trying to give your receiver a little extra time to come open in the end zone.
Well, nice to see Clark get on the board, and will that give them any momentum here, Dale, is the question. Now down 35-8, they're still down by quite a bit, but they were able to score, make a big play, force a turnover, first one of the game by the Mountain Lions.
Well, that's when you talk to this coaching staff from Clark, that's part of teaching. You don't give up. You continue to fight through adversity, and that's what they've done here in the second quarter.
Jenkins kicks this one away, returnable from the 6-yard line for Sierra Vista. across the 20, out near the 23-yard line on the return. That was Sean Wesley.
Well, good special teams play by Clark there. Good kickoff coverage. And we pointed out the starting drive field position disparity between the two teams in the first quarter. And at least here in the second quarter, Clark forcing Sierra Vista to go a lot further to score.
16 yards on the return. And Sierra Vista starting out with their worst field position of the game. Handoff, running left-hand side. Zavala's got the first down plus. He's to the 40, 45, and finally tackled at the 47-yard line. A gain of 25 on first down.
Right off left tackle. See the hole open, just pull the backside guard, tackle. Got number 30. Andrews, 5'6", 170-pound, basically blocking back for Sierra Vista. Turning up in there and opening some holes.
Gentner here on first down. He's going to run Zavala to the right side, and this time Clark stacks up that side of the field, and Zavala is going to lose yardage.
Penetration, backside, kind of shuts this down. You see the run through there, linebacker for Clark. You can get a little penetration and throw those linemen off their paths, and that's when other guys can come in and make a play.
Antoine McClure did a nice job cleaning that up, but it was the left defensive tackle for Clark who got the penetration there and allowed McClure to come in and clean that one up. Handoff running right across the 45-yard line of Sierra Vista, back near the original line of scrimmage. Carry on the play by Mayava.
You can see a hop in the step of this Clark Charger defense. White jerseys running the football.
And now we got a penalty well after that play was over. Someone said something to somebody. People were going back to their huddles. And
I got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike, number 37 on the offense. That's number 37's first unsportsmanlike, 15 yards.
And the reason they're emphasizing that is if he gets another one, he can get tossed. That's his first penalty accumulated there. Another 15-yarder. That's a third personal foul, dead ball penalty against Sierra Vista in the first half.
And it's not a matter of he could get tossed. He will get tossed with that second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And remember, unsportsmanlike conduct is different than roughing, things of that nature. But they do keep track of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
So instead of 3rd and 11, Sierra Vista is going to look at 3rd and 26. I think if Coach Foss were, and we'll see if we can, Gordon's going to try to catch up with him right before halftime, but I wonder if one of the things he's going to emphasize is the fact that though they're up by a lot, penalties, silly mistakes have cost them here in the first half. Gentner is going to throw a near sideline. Pass is complete. Close to a first down. They've certainly been able to bounce back from these penalties, though. That is Kahalaaki with the reception.
Throw coming right into your living room. Same route, just going into the wind this time that they scored on in the first quarter. That little out and up, little wheel route in the football vernacular. That time the ball got hung up in the wind just a little bit. Otherwise, might have picked up the first down.
Ronzel Lancaster with the tackle. Sierra Vista going to go for it on 4th and 3 at the Clark 46. Motion out of the backfield, and now Clark jumps into the neutral zone, and Sierra Vista makes up the penalty yardage plus.
On the defense, 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Boy, they were 3rd and 26, Dale, and in 2 plays, they've got a first down.
And you can see the frustration on the coaching staff's face. You just work on that so much, and we could hear them yelling from the sidelines. Watch the hard count. Watch the hard count. 3rd or 4th down and less than 5. The majority of offenses are going to try and draw you offside.
Now OT, the lone back in the backfield. Gettner is going to tuck it away and run. He is going to be stuffed right at the 40-yard line, and now we've got a penalty at the end of that play.
Got personal foul, legal helmet contact, number 15 on the defense. 15 yards, end of the run.
So Antoine McClure picks up that 15-yarder for helmet-to-helmet contact on Gettner. That is something that is being emphasized more and more, especially at the high school level. And that time McClure, though he made a nice play, had a little bit too much contact with the head of Gettner. And so another first down for Sierra Vista. Now Oti will stay deep in the backfield behind Gettner, and he will get the carry. Ryan to the left-hand side. He will be hit, and he'll fumble the ball out of bounds as tackle on the play by Isaiah Veal. And Veal, at 160 pounds, Dale, looking at Oti, who weighs 235. But Veal, who's a corner, and as we mentioned earlier in the game, second in the nation in interceptions. Also, one of the things Coach Pickens said, an outstanding tackler and willing to throw his body in there, even though he's smaller than most of the guys he's trying to bring down.
He's not going to be afraid of anything, comes up there, sticks his nose into it, gets in on the tackle.
Gain of 6, second down and 4, inside the 20-yard line. Zavala will get the first down as he crawls forward to the 14.
Another helmet comes off.
Isaiah Hololay, who has to come out there because the helmet came off. He'll have to sit a play.
6 foot, 295-pound offensive guard.
Zavala will also check out. So in the backfield is Kaika Fadalinga, and he's got the carry running right, and he's got an open lane to the end zone, and he's in. Fadalinga from 14 yards away.
Just great patience, allows his blockers out front to watch this patience as he's waiting, then when he decides to go, explodes through the hole. Really nice job out front blocking. Andrews, number 30, kind of his personal protector, leading the way.
Yeah, Andrews with a nice kick-out block there. That opened up a huge hole. As the extra point try, once again, you can set your clock to it. Another good one for Gettner, and it's 42-8 with 1:41 remaining here in the first half. An 8-play, 78-yard drive taking 3 minutes and 46 seconds, capped by that 14-yard touchdown run.
Well, and overcoming a 3rd and forever and picking up a 4th down situation. Really nice job by Sierra Vista, but I would agree with you. I think the one thing that halftime is going to be for Sierra Vista's Coach John Foss talking to his players. Hey, you got to know where that line is between being aggressive and taking the fight to the other team and pushing it too far, because who knows if it's going to be next week or the week after, but all of a sudden you play a team that's as good as you are, and that could be the difference between you winning and losing.
Yeah, uncharacteristic perhaps for Sierra Vista, some of these mental breakdowns penalty-wise. 6 penalties for 60 yards, 3 of those penalties having been jumping into the neutral zone by the defensive line. And then you mentioned, as you said, Dale, those personal foul penalties as well, but it has not hurt them on the scoreboard so far. But you're right, that's a down-the-road bit of coaching there, as Gettner's going to kick this one way short. That's a live football. Anybody can get it, and Clark is going to pick it up at the 25-yard line, just barely, and then we have a penalty marker in at the end of the play.
Yeah, I think we can get blocking below the waist on the Clark kickoff return team. Not allowed to do that in high school football, or I think at any level of football.
Here we go. Personal foul, legal hit to the head on the return team. 15 yards. First down.
Yeah, that short kick turned everything into a scramble.
Well, a lot of times you'll see teams do that. There's 1:41 left You know you into this win, you can't get it to the end zone. You don't want to kick it to their playmakers. They can bring the ball back for a touchdown and give them some momentum going in at halftime.
And Clark has some guys who, if they get out in the open field, can put some distance between you and them in a hurry. Instead, the Chargers, after the penalty, half the distance to the goal, are going to start out their own 12-yard line. And Aguilar is going to stay in at quarterback, and he gets a quick completion. And there's that distance that's being put between Clark and Sierra Vista. A one-play, 88-yard touchdown pass. Wow.
Ball came out so quick from Aguilar. Morris just run a little seam route. Watch how quick this ball comes out of his hand. And you can see number 20, Shannon Williams, looking around to see where the football is. And just as he looks back, it flies over his other shoulder. And Morris off to the races.
88 yards. Morris's 6th touchdown reception of the year. His 9th overall. Well, this Clark offense can't be explosive. And they demonstrated why. As now going for 2 again, Aguilar. Gonna roll right. Back corner of the end zone, underthrown. It'll be incomplete. The extra point try, no good. And we have a player down briefly.
Isaiah Bigby came back and became a defensive back on that play as the ball hung up a little bit longer than Aguilar would like. Knocked the ball away from the defender.
Well, Bigby back on his feet and jogging to the sideline. 42-14 our score. Let's look at some of the other top games taking place around Nevada here today. As Bishop Gorman facing Bonanza. Don't be deceived by that 2-2 record of Gorman. They've been playing some top flight competition. DeMonte Ranch, so looking to continue their undefeated season against McQueen. Arborview and Shadow Ridge. Somebody's going to fall there. And then Legacy and Centennial will battle it out. All these games taking place today. Other top games: Palo Verde Faith Lutheran, Silverado Canyon Springs, Rancho Chaparral. Some good games taking place around the state of Nevada today. Here's the kickoff. Jenkins, and he tried to do an onside kick. And that did not go very well. Well, the idea was a good one.
Well, it definitely was, and obviously frustrating. Maybe a little soft spot in the field. But if they would have touched it, it would have been a penalty because it didn't go 10 yards. If you're Sierra Vista, you go up and try and pick it up, and it gets knocked loose. You could have fumbled it. Everybody just stood around waiting for the official to blow the whistle.
Well, I like the idea and the gamble on the part of Clark, down by 28 points, but now they've given Sierra Vista a short field to work with. As here's a double handoff to Jimenez, and he'll take it to the 36-yard line. Sierra Vista will get the football to begin the second half of play. Content here maybe to let the clock wind down, Dale? And
well, I think they're going to continue to run the football, and if they break one, they break one. Another great open field tackle, though, by Isaiah Veal, number 5. Talked about his interceptions, but my goodness, he is a very sure tackler.
Tight formation. Gentner looking to throw. Down the middle. Man with a step. Incomplete. Frank Hines, the intended target. He wanted a holding call against a defensive back, and someone may have gotten away with one there.
Ball overthrown a little bit. You know, there's a little contact. You know, anymore it's, you know, these high school kids watching the NFL kids, and you're seeing high school kids running down the field acting like a referee saying, throw the flag, throw the flag. Hey, run the route. Go catch the ball.
Gentner with 3rd and 6. Handoff, running left. to the corner with a first down and shoved out of bounds just shy of the 25-yard line. That was Kahalaki on the carry. And that'll be a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, you see Kalalaki out there led around the bend by his big offensive line.
46 seconds remaining, and now Clark's going to call a timeout. So their defensive coordinator didn't like what he saw on that side of the field, even though Sierra Vista hadn't come up to the line of scrimmage. Well, folks, while we got this break in the action, let's talk to you a little bit about the upcoming national games of the week. Game time on YurView. Some good ones coming your way, including one in Omaha, Nebraska next week, Burke and Westside. Then we're out to Louisiana in early October, Arizona. Dale, that's in your backyard. Then Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Virginia closing out the month of October. Some very good games coming your way here on YurView.com.
Always fun to see the crowds and things of that nature in some of these other states, and see the view from our press box.
We're catching Las Vegas at a good time, Dale. They've been having some high 90s, triple-digit weather. We showed up. It cooled down to about 77. We're going to leave. It's going to go back up into the 90s in a couple of days.
Well, you get to go back to San Diego. I go back to Phoenix, where obviously we're a lot like Phoenix. We got some people up here in the press box, though, that think it's kind of cold at 75 degrees.
It is a pretty significant drop in the weather. I don't blame them. Here's Gettner, pump and go, looking for the end zone. He's got a man with the catch. And it is good to Kevin McCray.
Well, really nice catch by McCray, but what a ball fake by Gettner. Watch the pump fake right there. And if your eyes are in the backfield at all, you're going to lose a step. Veal, as good as there is in coverage, just not able to get high enough to knock that ball down.
Gettner throws the touchdown pass. Extra point try. Good. 49-14 with 39 seconds left in the half. A 4-play, 42-yard drive takes 41 seconds. I mentioned something about maybe just run the ball and go into halftime, but clearly John Foss is not going to listen to my coaching from up here. Well, that was a great move.
Yeah, I think if you're John Foss, you're going, well, this Clark Charger team has shown they're explosive. They can score on me at any time. So while the tendency might be, hey, let's be a little conservative and, you know, let's get to halftime and get this game over with, you have to be ready for Clark to attempt to score. And then when they score, they want to go for two. So you have to be alert, and I think you have to be in attack mode here for a while longer.
Well, if Sierra Vista can stop Clark here, and they get the ball to begin the second half, I mean, they're in pretty good shape right now, up 35, but that would just add to it. Is this one's going to be kicked along the ground, picked up at the 12-yard line. Heading far side of the field, 20, cutting upfield, 30. A few blockers in front across midfield, and then Gettner makes the tackle at the 47-yard line of Sierra Vista.
And that's where you talk about these big plays, explosive plays from Clark. Comes all the way across the football field. Good blocking up front for Taylor. You can see when they get out in the open field, they have eyes for that goal line.
39 yards on that return. 28 seconds in the half. Clark with a football on the Sierra Vista side of the field. Aguilar stays in the game at quarterback. Jenkins started the game there, but Aguilar has since replaced him here in the second quarter. Throwing a deep ball down the sideline, almost a one-handed catch. Instead, incomplete. Good effort on that side of the field by Isaiah Bigby.
Bigby just running a go route. Devin Gomez running with him. Bigby 6 foot tall. Gomez only 5'7", but just watching Gomez play this afternoon Plays a lot bigger than 5'7", 150 pounds.
Clock is running. Under 10 seconds left in the half. Aguilar pulled the ball back. He didn't have anybody open downfield. He had 3 black jerseys in front of him. He took the sack inside his own 40-yard line, and that is how the half will end. 49-14 our score at the break. Mountain Lions in front on homecoming. And as the fans get settled in, ready for the halftime entertainment for homecoming, and the band moving into position down on the field. The fans here for Sierra Vista and any alumni who've come back to the high school have seen their team go out to a 35-point lead. Let's go down on the field to Gordon Spencer, who's caught up with head coach for Sierra Vista, John Foss. Gordon?
All right, thanks, Jeff. Coach, boy, we thought maybe a Saturday 11 a.m. kickoff might throw things off a little bit, but you got to be pretty happy about your team's effort.
Yeah, they came out, played hard. We had a couple personal fouls and a few mistakes we got to clean up, but you know, it's pretty hard not to be happy right now, 49-14. We just don't want the momentum to shift because these guys are pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not sure a lot of folks are used to seeing all these passing plays that you have. You're usually a lot of running plays, but you've been throwing the ball quite a bit today.
Well, we had a couple situations where we got behind on the stick, so, and we like some matchups that we saw, so we got a couple pretty good receivers, and our quarterback's doing a nice job of putting the ball where it needs to be. So it's when we see certain matchups, we can take advantage of them.
All right, thanks for the time, Coach. We appreciate it. All right, let's go back upstairs to Jeff. 49-14 halftime.
Thank you, Gordon. Good to hear Coach Foss talking about those penalties, Dale, like we talked about. Let's see if they get those cleaned up at halftime. 49-14 is your score. We're going to take a break here on Game Time and get back to you with halftime coming up right after these messages.
You can get a used Porsche a lot of places, but the only place you can get a certified pre-owned Porsche that comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty is at the Gaudin Porsche Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now. You want a Porsche? Get your Porsche. But be smart about it. Get it the right way, with some peace of mind, from a name with a 94-year history of serving this community. I'm Jim Meridian, General Manager of Gaudin Porsche of Las Vegas, 215 and Rainbow Boulevard.
Station Casinos is putting a whole new spin on great food. Dig into our new wheel deals at your favorite Grand Cafe or Cafe Fiesta. A 2-egg breakfast with bacon or sausage and hash browns, just $2.99. Fried fish tacos with salsa fresco and guacamole for $4.99. And chicken pesto pasta with garlic toast for just $5.99. Served all day, every day at a Station Cafe near you. Wheel deals, great food at a great price. At all Station Casinos and Fiesta Henderson.
While the Mountain Lions won their first 8 games a year ago, they left with a sour taste in their mouths after a Week 9 region title game loss to perennial powerhouse Bishop Gorman and a disappointing home first-round defeat at the hands of Legacy. But if senior safety and wide receiver Kevin McCrae has anything to do with it, and with a little encouragement from the coaches, Sierra Vista will be back in the hunt looking to make a deep run in the playoffs this season.
My name is Kevin McCrae. I'm a senior, and I play safety and receiver. I played for 3 years out of the 4 years I've been going here. I've been changing positions a lot around because I got skinnier and taller, and I lost a lot of weight. So they want to put me at receiver and safety. This is my first year actually playing receiver. The coaches are on us a lot. If we like false start or get penalties in the game, the next practice, we're running. We're gonna run that or do up downs depending on what we do. We're disciplined here. The season started really rough on the first game, losing, because our offense, we just fumbled the ball a lot and it wasn't that good. But the second game, we picked it up and we started fighting for it because we don't like losing. The team, we just play as brothers. We argue a lot. Everybody will argue on the team, but when we argue, we'll pick each other up and okay, we need to work on this and get better at that. And our coaches will help us and keep us going. There's about 7, 8 people that I've played with since freshman year. And it's we've been together, we're brothers, because we're teammates and we got to respect each other. I love the hitting. I love hitting people that come my way. I like catching over somebody. In my head, I'm just, don't drop a ball, don't miss a tackle, just stay disciplined through the whole game. My family supports me in a really big way. They'll call me and stuff, text me, good job on a game or something. Yeah, football is really competitive here because everybody wants a chance to beat Gorman because that's the top team here and everybody wants to beat them. In the Division IV, we have a competition, so they're here to play and we're ready for it. I really hope I play football in college. I really do have a shot at it because I fight for everything. I'm really competitive for what I do on this field, and I love it.
What am I doing? I can't hear what you're saying.
If you're shopping for a vehicle, one location soars above the rest, the Valley Auto Mall. With 19 dealers, 23 brands, and over $250 million in inventory, chances are the Valley Auto Mall has just the vehicle you're looking for. In fact, 1 in 4 vehicles is purchased at the Valley Auto Mall. For the best in selection, sales, and service, the Valley Auto Mall is head and shoulders above the rest. Fly over today. Shop the Valley Auto Mall or valleyautomall.com.
You can get a used Porsche a lot of places, but the only place you can get a certified pre-owned Porsche that comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty is at the Gaudin Porsche Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now. You want a Porsche? Get your Porsche. But be smart about it. Get it the right way, with some peace of mind, from a name with a 94-year history of serving this community. I'm Jim Meridian, General Manager of Gaudin Porsche of Las Vegas, 215 and Rainbow Boulevard.
Station Casinos is putting a whole new spin on great food. Dig into our new wheel deals at your favorite Grand Cafe or Cafe Fiesta. A 2-egg breakfast with bacon or sausage and hash browns, just $2.99. Fried fish tacos with salsa fresco and guacamole for $4.99. And chicken pesto pasta with garlic toast for just $5.99. Served all day, every day at a Station Cafe near you. Wheel deals, great food at a great price at all Station Casinos and Fiesta Henderson.
Back to the Your Athlete Game of the Week. It's homecoming here at Sierra Vista High School. A happy crowd with a 49-14 lead over Clark. Well, not many players, even the great ones, have a chance to be a 4-year starter in high school, especially at the big school level. Clark's Aquante Morris has attained that distinction as the Chargers featured back. A dual threat, both rushing and receiving, Morris hopes his performance on the field will lead to chances at the next level.
My name is Aquante Morris. I'm 17 years old. I go to Clark High School. I was born in Las Vegas, and I'm a 4-year varsity starter. I play running back and linebacker. Ever since I've been here, we never had a winning season. But this year, we have a new coach, we have a new drive, so it's a different team. You can just tell out there, everybody's just working hard. In football, you have somebody next to you going through that same struggle you're going through, working hard every day. Our new coaches, they bring a certain type of grind to the field. They bring a certain type of aggression. Past years we didn't have that grind and aggression, but this year is like it's completely different. You can tell like it's new, like something is building. Not trying to be cocky or anything, but like I mean I can play anything. I can block, I can receive, I can run. I mean I can't throw, but if coach tells me to throw, I'll throw. Football, I can say has changed my life. Running back, I just get the ball and go. That's what I was born to do. That's what I was taught to do. Linebacker, make the tackle, make the play, stop the offense from scoring. Our first home game, coming into the game, like I knew I was going to do something special, but I didn't know I was going to have 4 touchdowns. I have 2 sisters and a brother, and then I have my mom. It's kind of a small family, but we stick together. My mom, she supports like anything I do. She knows that I can be successful in this. That's why she always pushes me. Out of high school, I want to play college football. Hopefully D1 too. Career-wise, I want to study in criminal justice because if I don't make it to the pros or anything like that, I want to be a police officer. Hopefully somewhere like West Coast, like San Diego State, Arizona State, UNLV maybe, Nevada, anywhere kind of close to home. But also, like my coaches and everyone around me tell me like I have to stay humble and stay hungry, and that's a good thing. Hopefully, if I keep leading to stay in touchdowns and keep doing what I do, I'll go to a D1 college.
Welcome back here on YurView. Game time. We're at halftime at homecoming. Jeff Kurtz with Dale Hellestray up here in the Sierra Vista press box, where Sierra Vista leads at 49-14 after the first 24 minutes of play. Happy you're joining us, folks, wherever you're watching this game. We've had an interesting game so far, as a lot more offensive fireworks than we thought we might for an early morning game here today, Dale, but 49 points on the board for Sierra Vista, and they've held Clark to 14, well below their average.
Yeah, and again, you look at that first quarter where Sierra Vista dominated, but a lot of that came from field position, be able to run the football, a couple big plays, but you can see this Clark team has some explosive capabilities.
Well, and Sierra Vista, talk about explosive capabilities, obviously exploiting field position, as you mentioned, Dale, but they have been able to get the football in the end zone in a variety of ways. Gettner through the air, that's the first touchdown of the game to McCray. And then later on, a fumble recovery that turned into a long touchdown run. Then here on the ground. So a variety of ways as Sierra Vista is doing it in the air. They're doing it defensively. They're doing it on the ground, and it has been all Sierra Vista here in this first half. Another rushing touchdown for the Mountain Lions. Meanwhile, Clark, they were able to try to claw back into this. They've had some defensive plays where they've been able to stuff Sierra Vista behind the line of scrimmage. That's been actually a great asset for Clark in the first half.
Well, that's the thing that Clark's defense will be able to do. They've done it for a couple snaps. You see the fumble, pick up, and run back for a touchdown. But they haven't been able to do it for 4 plays in a row very often. Sierra Vista been in some long distance situation and able to pick them up. You see the 2-point conversion there for Clark. And then just before the half, you have the 88-yard catch and run by Morris.
And our halftime stats, you can see it there, double the amount of yardage more than double for Sierra Vista, 283 to 116. 2 turnovers for Clark, 14 points off of those turnovers by Sierra Vista, and then the penalty situation. And so a lot of these stats, Dale, obviously favoring the team that's ahead anytime you look at those halftime stats, but even more so this time with Sierra Vista on top 49.
Yeah, they can run the football. They can do a lot of good things there, and we see homecoming.
Homecoming taking place, as you mentioned, Dale, down on the field. The king and queen have been crowned. We'll be back with more here on Game Time on YurView right after this.
If you're shopping for a vehicle, one location soars above the rest, the Valley Auto Mall. With 19 dealers, 23 brands, and over $250 million in inventory, chances are the Valley Auto Mall has just the vehicle you're looking for. In fact, 1 in 4 vehicles is purchased at the Valley Auto Mall. For the best in selection, sales, and service, the Valley Auto Mall is head and shoulders above the rest. Fly over today. Shop the Valley Auto Mall or valleyautomall.com.
Station Casinos is putting a whole new spin on great food. Dig into our new wheel deals at your favorite Grand Cafe or Cafe Fiesta. A 2-egg breakfast with bacon or sausage and hash browns, just $2.99. Fried fish tacos with salsa fresco and guacamole for $4.99. And chicken pesto pasta with garlic toast for just $5.99. Served all day, every day at a Station Cafe near you. Wheel deals, great food at a great price at all Station Casinos and Fiesta Henderson.
Back at Sierra Vista High School, the band performing here at homecoming and doing an outstanding job. We talk about how hard these football teams work, but a high school marching band puts in just as many hours, and it's in many ways just as difficult. I can't imagine holding a tuba and moving around a field with precision simultaneously.
My back hurts watching them carry some of those instruments, and these are the guys that are out there practicing at 6 in the morning, and you hear the band, and I think they work harder than most football players do. Spend more time.
And for a short amount, you've got that 1 5 to 10-minute segment at halftime. You got to nail it.
Don't screw it up.
Yeah. Well, folks, let's take a look at all the top games taking place in Nevada. Brought to you by Godin Porsche of Las Vegas, Nevada. Bishop Gorman, we mentioned 2-2 this year, but again, a very tough schedule. Facing Bonanza, Damani Ranch, undefeated this year against McQueen, Arborview, and Shadow Ridge. Someone's going to end up with a loss there. Legacy and Centennial, all these games taking place today around the state of Nevada. Durango, Desert Oasis, bottom right corner. Silverado, Canyon Springs, Rancho, Chaparral. Rancho looking to get a win in the win column. Palo Verde, 1-2, taking on Faith Lutheran. So your top games again brought to you by Godin Porsche of Las Vegas. And halftime continues. We'll be back with more here from Sierra Vista High School right after this.
If you're shopping for a vehicle, one location soars above the rest, the Valley Auto Mall. With 19 dealers, 23 brands, and over $250 million in inventory, chances are the Valley Auto Mall has just the vehicle you're looking for. In fact, 1 in 4 vehicles is purchased at the Valley Auto Mall. For the best in selection, sales, and service, the Valley Auto Mall is head and shoulders above the rest. Fly over today. Shop the Valley Auto Mall or valleyautomall.com.
Station Casinos is putting a whole new spin on great food. Dig into our new wheel deals at your favorite Grand Cafe or Cafe Fiesta. A 2-egg breakfast with bacon or sausage and hash browns, just $2.99. Fried fish tacos with salsa fresco and guacamole for $4.99. And chicken pesto pasta with garlic toast for just $5.99. Served all day, every day at a Station Cafe near you. Wheel deals, great food at a great price at all Station Casinos and Fiesta Henderson.
The 2017's gotta go at Sahara Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Now is the time to save on Sahara. New Ram Quad Cab lease for $149 a month, or get 0% APR for 72 months or 0.9% for 84. Save on Sahara during Ram Power Days. Sahara Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Teams starting to come out back onto the field from the extended break at Sierra Vista High School. Homecoming festivities winding down. They crowned a king and a queen. Some of those kids were pretty entertaining in terms of some of the personal notes. One young man was most likely to steal your girlfriend. I thought that was fairly creative. I don't know if that's going to endear him to any of the other gentlemen in the school, but everyone got a good laugh out of that. Sierra Vista and Clark warming up. They're going to get an extra 3 minutes here. Dale, if you were Coach Pickens in the locker room for Clark at the break, what are you telling your squad? Down 49-14. Some highlights late, but still down by 5 touchdowns against Sierra Vista.
Well, I think you're disappointed the way you started the game. And obviously you're not going to make up 35 points in the first drive or two of this second half. So it's baby steps. You know, let's get a stop defensively. And let's move the ball and try and come away with points on our offensive drive, and let's build from there and, you know, keep the morale up. Still love the effort from that Clark team. I know that's something that he's very passionate about, continuing to play hard throughout the football game.
Well, and you talk about this being a culture change and a process for Clark. Let's look at the rest of their schedule for the rest of this season. I mean, this is a team, you're right, they're changing a culture. And even though they've been out to a great start, winning 2 of their first 3 games, now trailing here, it's not going to happen in a 4-game span. And they've got some big games coming up in league play, including one that everyone always looks at, October 6th against Bishop Gorman. But this is tough competition. Gorman, obviously the class of the league, but there are a lot of other teams that are vying for second place, and Clark wants to become one of those teams that's in that conversation.
It does, and again, I think when you take a look at where Clark has been and where they want to go, it's a process. You don't wave a magic wand over a program and have it change overnight. There's a lot of things that have to go into it. You're going to get pushback from certain players and maybe parents and things like that until they realize that the discipline and the camaraderie and all those things that go into it are really, really important.
Well, Gordon Spencer working his way over to see if he can get a word with Coach Pickens while we're talking about him and the cultural changes in his program. But he is certainly trying to guide a young squad. And let's see what he has to say after their first half performance. Gordon, take it away.
Thanks, Jeff. Coach Pickens down 49-14. We talked just a moment ago, and you want to get back to your Clark football.
I do. Like I said, we haven't made these kind of mistakes all year long. This is not the football team that I've been coaching. This is not what's made us successful. We're giving them credit. I mean, they're a good football team, but Clark football haven't been played yet. And so if we can get to the game and the style of football that we play, we should make it an interesting half. If we can do that, if we keep making the mistakes, it's going to be a fast half.
Yeah, what do you talk about at halftime when you're not playing Clark football and you're down 49-14?
Stop making mistakes. Our fumbles, we got 2 turnovers by our quarterback. We bailing them out. We got them 3rd and 26, and the receiver catches a deep ball because our corner misses an assignment. That's us. That's not them. I mean, I'll take a team beating me all day long. You can beat me. I can live with that. But I don't like beating myself.
All right, well, good luck in the second half.
Thanks, sir.
All right, thanks for your time. Jeff.
Well, I love the candidness of Coach Pickens. Just laying it all, giving credit where credit is due to Sierra Vista, Dale, but laying it also on his team. And I hear the gauntlet has been thrown in that locker room at halftime.
Well, that is what's frustrating. You know, again, we haven't had the fortune of getting to see them play earlier this season. So this is what we've seen. But when you've coached them, you've seen them, you know these kids, and they're doing things that they don't normally do. That's what can be frustrating. I've always said that as a player. You know what? If I go out and play as well as I can and you beat me 47-10 or whatever, guess what? You are the better team, and I'll take my hat off to you. But if we don't play our best and we lose a football game, that can become very frustrating.
Meanwhile, for Sierra Vista, how do you avoid complacency if you're head coach John Foss when your team's up 35 points and has been moving the ball fairly effectively against against Clark.
Well, I think they've made enough mistakes that I don't think that was a calm locker room at halftime, whether it be the penalties, whether it be the turnovers, whether it be allowing big plays. All those things, I think, from the Sierra Vista side can be addressed.
Well, Sierra Vista will get the football to begin the second half. Clark won the coin toss and elected to receive. The wind will be at Clark's back. They're going left to right across your screen again in those white jerseys with the yellow pants, black helmets. Sierra Vista in the dark jerseys. You can see the wind blowing. I mean, it's pretty stiff going left to right. And you've seen that when teams are moving against the wind, some of the kickoffs and kicks and passing plays start to get held up a little bit. So Clark will have another 12 minutes to work with the wind at their back. Jenkins set to kick off. This is a deep ball, and it is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback as Aaron Kahalaki will let that one go over his head. I think anticipating perhaps a shorter kick was playing up. And Sierra Vista will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And, you know, one player that we didn't talk a whole lot about at the break, but we probably should, is the quarterback, Trevor Gentner, who's playing an outstanding game, Dale, with 3 touchdown passes. He's connected on every single one of his extra points. He's kicked a number of kicks in the end zone for a touchback. He's even got a tackle on special teams this game. He's done everything except drive the team bus to the game today. He's doing a little bit of everything for Sierra Vista.
He's done a really nice job. The other thing I think you take a look at, though, is the fact that he had a turnover that led to a touchdown for Clark. So everybody on Sierra Vista, you can sit there and look at all the positives, but I think as a coaching staff, you're going to say, hey, we can play a little bit better, as now you sing his praises and they bring in a young guy.
Coach Foss goes for a pitching change here on the first play. That's Ezekiel Daniel now at quarterback, as a running play to the right-hand side will gain a couple of yards. And so Ezekiel Daniel, the junior, 6'1", 160 pounds, will get some looks as Gentner not starting here in the second half. Looking around to see if I can see Gentner. He's on the sideline, so he is well, but given his team's up by 35 points, Coach Foss might want to get some experience with his backup quarterback and Ezekiel Daniel. 2nd down and 8. Tight formation, handoff now left-hand side across the line of scrimmage, and then getting stopped right there is TJ Williams.
Well, as I've said, I really love the way this Clark defense runs to the football. You see all those white jerseys. Marcus Perez in on that tackle, middle linebacker, 5'7", 185-pound junior. And boy, when they arrive at the ball carrier, they arrive with bad intentions.
3rd down and 9.
You like that, huh?
I did. Well, certainly Clark has been trying, defensively, has been trying to leave their calling card on Sierra Vista. We've seen a number of big hits in this game. Daniel puts Zavala in motion, fakes the toss sweep right, hands off back left, and then tripped up at the 25-yard line is Williams for a gain of 4. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, another thing the halftime gives you a chance as a defense. Coach Kafoe Cashel from Clark, you remind your guys, you have to play your assignments. I talked about that in the first half. Sometimes when things start getting away from you, you feel like you have to make every play, and so often defensively, when you go off and do your own thing, they're running the ball right where you were supposed to be, or they're throwing the ball right where you were supposed to be. So remember, we got to keep that discipline.
4th down and 5. Sierra Vista at the moment looking like they're going for it, trying to draw the other team, Clark, offside. And this time Clark does a nice job maintaining their discipline. That did not always happen in the first half. So if you're looking for signs of maturity on the part of this Clark program, there's one.
Well, I think you have to take a look at it and say, if you're Sierra Vista, we got them to jump 2 or 3 times there in the first half. It's 4th and 5. Let's take a shot at it. And if you're the Clark coaching staff, you're sitting over there going, all right, guys, you know what they're going to try and do. Do not jump offside. The other thing I want to talk about a little bit, and talking with Ricky Pickens earlier this week, you know, some of the things that he brings to a program. He said this is the first year that he's actually put a name to what he believes is in every successful football program. It's TDE, tempo, discipline, and execution. He said that's what this team lives by. And you just look at today, obviously the discipline has been missing a little bit, and obviously the execution. And so let's see if they can get back to playing Clark football, as he said, here in the second half with that tempo, discipline, and execution.
Well, on 4th and 5, Sierra Vista is going to go for it. Daniel going to throw for the first time in the game. Nice juggling catch by Naotioti, and then wrestled out of bounds, shy of a first down. So Clark, on the nice tackle by Aquante Morris, is going to get the ball back inside the Sierra Vista 30-yard line.
Kind of an interesting call there. Is had a receiver running down the seam. He really never looked down the football field. Looked like it was Larry Armstrong. Looked like it was number 10, I thought, but the receiver running right down the seam, never saw him. Throws the ball in the flat, gets tackled, and now Clark has a chance.
Nice tackle by Morris, who's given up almost 60 pounds as Aguilar stays in the game. Running play on first down. Aguilar came on for Jared Jenkins mid-second quarter. Led his team to a score. Pickup of a yard, maybe 2 on first down.
This offense really has looked a lot better with Justin Aguilar. See all those dark jerseys inside. Still able to spin and pick up a yard out of what looked like might have been a loss of yardage when he took the handoff.
Not a lot of running room for Morris in this football game. As there's a blitz coming, Naotioti. Boy, what a great job timing the snap count. He was in the backfield before Aguilar got the football.
And he was a split second from being offside. Nice anticipation. The snap count. Wouldn't be surprised to see Clark maybe start going a little bit more of that hard count.
Yeah, it was almost like Aguilar said, your mark, get set, go. And Naotioti was in the backfield.
Really good football player, 5'11". 235-pound linebacker.
Aguilar's got 5 receivers this time, 3 to the near side on 3rd down and about 18. And there's your hard count. And 5 yards going to come back in Clark's favor.
You know, and that's just it
5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
He's a junior, young football player, but you have to be smarter than that. You got to realize, hey, I just sacked their quarterback because I jumped the snap count. They're probably going to realize that. Let's maybe not be quite as anxious.
He had pin my ears back and go. You could tell from the jump. 3rd down now on 13, and now Naotioti is turning to his teammate and saying, hey, didn't we just do this? I just did this. And instead, this time it's Shannon Williams. Naotioti turns to him and says, hey, man, that was, did you learn from me?
Yeah, those are the things that obviously when you start playing the schedule you're going to be playing down the road, you cannot allow to happen. The unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, basically the pre and post snap, pre-snap, post-play penalties.
3rd and 8.
Yeah, this is.
Now it's just a virus, and everyone's catching it.
Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Sierra Vista had 3 encroachment penalties in the first quarter. They've now had 3 encroachment penalties in the last minute.
Well, you can see the body language, too. You wonder for big plays coming from Clark right here.
3rd down and 4 instead of 3rd and 18. And now another penalty marker, but this time we might have a false start against Clark.
Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Well, the referees giveth, and then the referees taketh away. Good call. Our officials doing a nice job in this game. That was not a comment designed to imply that they were not making a good call there, but it's turning in a little bit of a circus along the offensive and defensive lines right now. We finally get a clean snap. We've got a pass into the corner, and Clark unable to haul it in. That That pass was intended for Isaiah Bigby, and it'll bring up 4th down and 8, and definitely 2-down territory here for Clark.
Well, again, Bigby working on Gomez. They like that matchup. Bigby 6 foot tall. Gomez only 5'7". Just got to make sure that the ball's on the field of play. Give your big-time receiver a chance to go up and catch the ball. Remember, coming into the game, Bigby averaging over 20 yards per catch, 4 touchdowns on the season coming into the game.
And folks, if you're wondering why the clock is running, and now we've got the clock stopping, as Clark will call time, but you're wondering why the running clock on an incompletion, it's not because you've forgotten what the rules of football are. It's because in a 35-point or more situation in Nevada football, you go to a running clock. It's part of the mercy rule. Let's go down to Gordon Spencer on the sideline. He's going to talk to us a little bit more about Clark's history. Gordon?
Yeah, Jeff, just about 12 miles away from here in Paradise, Nevada, opened in 1965. Named for Ed Clark, namesake of Clark County, who was a prominent influencer in Las Vegas in the early 90s. He ran Las Vegas's first bank, first power company, and helped bring Hoover Dam to reality. It's a magnet high school. Notable alums include Jimmy Kimmel, class of 1985, Bob Beers, state senator, class of 77, Luis Prima Jr., the Crown Prince of Swing, class of 83, Robert Gamez, professional golfer, class of 1986, and the class of 2018 at Clark High School has 23 National Merit Scholar semifinalists. Guys.
Well, that's impressive. I wouldn't mind attending the reunion for the class of 1985, Dale. Might be entertaining.
You like Jimmy Kimmel?
I've enjoyed his comedy over the years.
Now, obviously, a long and storied history is Clark High School.
4th down and 8. Aguilar. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Stays in the pocket. Throws a pick. That is definitely on the defensive line, setting up that interception as the ball in the end zone, a touchback on the interception by Kaika Fadalinga.
Well, the one thing I'm going to say here, you're correct. I mean, you get pressure right up the middle, in your face, hands up. You're throwing the ball knowing you're going to take a hit. But another coaching point, got to understand where you are. And it's not that big of a deal in this situation. You're only going to lose a few yards, but there's really no reason to catch that ball. Just knock it down to the ground because you would have gained a few extra yards with it not being an interception.
So hard to teach that, especially with young players. Their eyes get big when they see an easy floating interception coming their way. As Daniel back at quarterback for the second time in the half. Handoff up the middle. That's a short gain. Zavala will take it to the 24-yard line for 4 yards.
Well, he does such a nice job there. Just gets right in behind his blocking back. Javaris Andrews actually puts his hand on his back, follows him into the hole, and plunges forward. Just like the way that he runs the football, and I like the feel that he has for these running plays.
Zavala as Brian LaGrange's backup. LaGrange out with an injury, but Zavala has done a nice job filling in. Came in with an 8.5 yards per carry average compared to LaGrange's 9. Not much of a drop off there, as here another 4 yards out near the 29-yard line. Maybe 5 on the carry. And now Zavala is down. Boy, he's favoring that right shoulder. Looks like he came down on that. That's
nice hole opens up. He goes down. Well,
I don't know. He certainly took an awkward step in there as he was going through the hole.
Yeah, looking at that, I would have thought it would have been a lower body injury, but when he's on the ground, it looked like he's holding his right shoulder, elbow.
Well, he's being attended to by the training staff here at Sierra Vista. He's got a timeout on the field. Clock stopping with 2:55 remaining, 49-14 the score. No scoring so far here in the third quarter, but yeah, it looks like Zavala's favoring that right arm. And flexing his hand. I don't know, maybe a wrist or something, but I didn't really see him get tweaked at all.
Well, I'm going to tell you what that looks like to me, because I used to get them all the time, a stinger, to where you get your head popped just the right way and the entire side of your body, and it might just been that little glancing blow right there or when he put it down on the ground. But I promise you, I've broken enough bones in my life. I'd rather have a broken bone pain than a stinger pain. And it'll last for about 30, 45 seconds. You lose a little strength. It will eventually come back. But I tell you what, when you see a guy get a stinger, it is very, very painful.
Boy, those aren't great options either, between a broken bone and a stinger, Dale. 3rd and 1. Zavala out of the game. We'll keep an eye on him. He's flexing that elbow on the sideline. Hopefully it's not too serious. Here is now Oti, who's going to get the first down. Taking it across the 30 out near the 33. And that clock continues to run.
You get to see, I mean, Clark had just about everybody stuffed in the middle, and yet with this single wing T offense that you're seeing from Sierra Vista, you have angles on everybody, and you're down blocking, you're pulling, and all sorts of things. Very rarely are you just trying to drive block somebody. And so almost the more people you put in there, the more creases there are for the running backs to run in.
Ball at the 33-yard line. Run to the far side of the field across the 35 out near the 36. That is Kaika Fadalinga on the carry. His brother, Kiki Fadalinga, just checked in on the line, replacing Isaiah Palalay, who was slow getting up on the previous play.
Still love the way these white jerseys are running the football, the effort that they're putting forward. Morris, number 7 there for Clark, has played the entire game, and you can just see the big play potential that he has every time the ball is around him.
Yeah, if you didn't see the score in the lower right corner of the game of your screen, folks, you wouldn't know that this was a 35-point game. You'd think this was a 1 or 2 possession game, the way Clark is playing right now. And credit to Coach Pickens and his staff for having them keep that up. Here's a handoff left-hand side after a fake end around. Now Odi, and we'll go down to the sideline to Gordon, who's got an update on Isaiah Zavala. Gordon?
Yeah, Jeff talked to the athletic trainer, and he just said that, and Isaiah said, he landed awkwardly, hyperextended that elbow, so it did hurt for a little while, but he's fine. He's going to be back in there, and that's good news for Sierra Vista.
Absolutely, as they have a number of running backs they can deploy, but when LaGrange is your starter and out, you don't want to see your backup Zavala go out as well. That's good news indeed. First down and 10. After the carry a moment ago, time winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Daniel may not even need to get off the snap here, and well, never mind, he should have. Delay of game. Took a little bit too much time there.
As you were saying that, I saw the official reaching for the flag. I was trying to grab the words and shove them back into your mouth.
Usually you get an indication. They'll usually hold up their hand when they've got about 5 seconds left, so they realize that. But now the time will wind down after the 5-yard penalty. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll be back with more coverage here from Sierra Vista High School. No scoring in that 3rd quarter. It's a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Stay tuned for more game time on YurView right after this Circle K Polar Pop timeout.
If you're shopping for a vehicle, one location soars above the rest, the Valley Auto Mall. With 19 dealers, 23 brands, and over $250 million in inventory, chances are the Valley Auto Mall has just the vehicle you're looking for. In fact, 1 in 4 vehicles is purchased at the Valley Auto Mall. For the best in selection, sales, and service, the Valley Auto Mall is head and shoulders above the rest. Fly over today. Shop the Valley Auto Mall or valleyautomall.com.
You may have heard the song, but do you really know what the YMCA does for Southern Nevada? Findlay Community Spotlight is proud to shine a light on the good people at the Y. Caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility are at the heart of the YMCA emphasis on healthy living and social responsibility. Each year, children, adults, and seniors take part in aquatic, wellness, and sporting programs led by trained instructors. To see more, speak FCS into your Cox Contour remote, tune to channel 1861, or visit FinleySpotlight.com.
You can get a used Porsche a lot of places, but the only place you can get a certified pre-owned Porsche that comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty is at the Gaudin Porsche Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now. You want a Porsche? Get your Porsche. But be smart about it. Get it the right way, with some peace of mind, from a name with a 94-year history of serving this community. I'm Jim Meridian, General Manager of Gaudin Porsche of Las Vegas, 215 and Rainbow Boulevard.
All the fun taking place in Las Vegas. Who knows what's taking place inside of all those four walls as we get a look at the strip area. Meanwhile, out on the Sierra Vista football field, it's been a lot of fun for these Mountain Lions today, up 49-14 as we move to the fourth quarter. Sierra Vista now going left to right, switching sides with the wind at their back. Daniel with a 1st and 15. Hands it off to Naodi and John Foss. This is his style of football right here. You've got a 35-point advantage, Dale. You've got a big offensive line, a ground game that's very effective, and this is exactly how he would like to see this part of the game happening.
The one thing that you can't afford to have happen is get behind the chains, and 1st and 15 is not ideal when you want to continue to run the football, and that happened to them a lot there in the first half.
2nd down and 14. This is going to be up the middle. Make up the rest of that delay of game penalty plus a couple of yards. 3rd and long coming up.
It is fun for this offensive line. I mean, again, you just get to grind on people. And today, obviously, a cooler day. We have some people up in the press box wearing jackets and winter coats. And it is only 70 degrees, but my goodness, it's a little overreaction. But you can still wear down defenses by just hammering them.
That's what it is. It is ground and pound right now for Sierra Vista. And then, of course, Daniel is going to look to throw. And it is underthrown, incomplete, 3rd and 8. And now we've got a little tie-up at the end of this. And officials not going to throw a penalty marker as the players got off each other right away. But I guess you can, given that you're in a running clock, not really a concern about throwing the football and getting an incompletion in that situation that would normally stop the clock when you're nursing a lead. Otherwise, I think you'd see Sierra Vista running the football. It does give them a few options.
Well, it does, and I'm not even sure. I'm sure at the end of the day, you have to work on your passing game a little bit, because when you play the Bishop Gormans, you play some of these other teams, you're going to have to throw the football some.
We have a penalty marker out there. This one's going to go against Clark.
There's no foul on the play.
Well, if there's no foul on the play, I'm not sure why we're stepping off 5. But okay. I don't know. I'm at a loss.
I am at a loss for words, too.
All right. Well, bonus yardage for Sierra Vista. Kicking with the win. This is going to be grabbed inside the 5-yard line. Not a usual play. If they can get to the 20, it's a good decision. And they may actually, with a little bit of help with a penalty flag at the end of that. But usually you'd let that one go into the end zone for a touchback. Instead, tackled at the 12-yard line, but there might be some penalty yards tacked on to the end of this run.
You notice it at every level now. As recently as 5 years ago, punt returners put their heels on the 10-yard line, and you did not go back. You stood there. Now you see at every level more and more guys going back inside the 10-yard line because of the possibility of making a big play.
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact. Number 18, 15 yards tack on the end of the run, 1st down.
That's a 43-yard punt and a 5-yard return that just got another 15 on top of it as you see Caden Leisure going in there and gets helmet-to-helmet contact. Boy, that's a tough one as well. You got a player going to the ground. You've got Leisure going in where he thought the runner was, shoulder level, but then as he's falling, it ends up becoming a helmet-to-helmet hit.
And again, as you go up levels, guys are faster, guys are stronger. And yes, you're a defender, you're going for a running back. He ducks his head at the last second. It's really difficult to change your body's trajectory.
Here's a pass across the middle. That's a big completion. And Clark, in one play, is on the Sierra Vista side of the field inside the 35-yard line.
And that's exactly what Coach Pickens was talking about. That big play offense can score from anywhere, anytime. A really nice throw. Again, he's throwing into the wind. Able to step in, takes a hit. Really like the way Aguilar's played today.
47 yards on that pass reception. Ball's going to be spotted at the 27-yard line. Aguilar looking to throw again. Now rolling to his right. He's going to pull it down. He thought he had a man late, but was looking at triple coverage and instead takes the sack as Sergio Ibarra gets in there for the hit.
Just relentless chasing down Aguilar. Protection was there for a little bit. Nowhere to go with the football. Was going to run with it. Thought better of it and got tackled for the loss.
Well, you want to see him maybe throw the ball away in that situation, but certainly better to take the sack than throw it to triple coverage down the field. Second down, 17. Aguilar with 3 receivers far side. He's going to throw it up right side. That is going to go incomplete around the 10-yard line. Third down.
Well, again, I think the one thing that obviously you can work on, the fact that I like the way that Aguilar can throw the football down the field, but I think with these playmakers that you have for Clark, you got to give them a chance. And if the ball's 5 yards out of bounds, that's not giving them a chance to catch the football.
Third down, 4 receivers for Aguilar. Looking across the middle, a lot of traffic in there, and that pass is incomplete. Boy, you had 2 guys crossing, 2 defenders crossing as well. Looked like for a moment A.J. Elu was shaken up on the play. And maybe Shannon Williams as well. That was a dangerous pass all the way around.
Well, it was, and I think at the end of the day, you see 2 receivers in the exact same area. Somebody ran the wrong route because there are not any routes designed to crisscross 15 yards down the field, one right in front of the other.
4th and 17. Clark going to go for it. In Sierra Vista territory, down 35. Let me see if they can add a few more points on the board before the end of the game. Aguilar's got time. Now he doesn't. He had time, and then that window slammed shut in the form of a couple of Sierra Vista Mountain Lions.
Just been relentless defensive line-wise. Obviously, Clark's got to throw the football. We talked about what it's like as an offensive lineman, be able to run the football, how more enjoyable it is. But when you're sitting there having to pass block every snap, and the defense knows you're pass blocking every snap, they have no run responsibility whatsoever. That is no fun on an offensive lineman.
Maligi Tavasso was the one who ended up with that sack, and now Sierra Vista is going to call a timeout. That will stop the clock with 4:20 remaining in the game. Well, you came into this, if you were Clark, with high hopes. Put up a good showing in this league game. You're averaging close to 40 points a game, but you're facing a defense that's giving up just 14.6 points a game, and that's what Clark has on the scoreboard. Well, folks, this week on YurView's High School Football Recruiting Podcast, Andrew Nemec, recruiting beat writer for the Oregonian, host of Recruiting with Andrew Nemec on 1080 The Fan in Portland. We're going to chat with host Jeremy Crabtree on Oregon's recruiting renewal under Willie Taggart. Independence Community College coach Jason Brown and star of the Netflix documentary Last Chance U gets us up to speed on the world of junior college prospects and how that landscape has changed. Also a ton of Oklahoma high school football talk with YurView's Steve Marshall. All that and more on this week's episode of Over the Middle podcast. Check it out at YurView.com. Sierra Vista jogging back out on the field. Looks like we might have another quarterback in the game for Sierra Vista. Looks like Caden Lazier. Or excuse me, it's Larry Armstrong, number 10, who's in the game. Larry Armstrong Jr., a senior, now going to get some reps. Handoff across the line of scrimmage. A couple of yards on that carry. And then an injured Sierra Vista Mountain Lion, I think it was the ball carrier on that play, didn't catch who that was. That's Josiah Mayava. Mayava is the injured Sierra Vista player, so that's another thing, Dale. You're looking at a 49-14 game, and you're trying to get some guys in there to get some extra reps, but you don't want to end up with anybody injured. We saw Zavala go down. Sounds like it's not a significant injury, but then a moment ago, Shannon Williams and A.J. Elu got shaken up on that crossing route you talked about, and now Mayava comes up hobbling.
Well, the whole thing, you look at both these teams, and it's not like they have 70 and 80 and 90 players to get in the game. And, you know, it's like I always kind of chuckle, you know, teams in the NFL. You clinch something, and people say, well, just rest everybody the last game of the season. Well, you don't got whole second and third strings. You can't just rest everybody.
Yeah, it's tougher when you've got a shorter roster and players who are playing both ways and in key positions, multiple positions offensively in some cases. As here's an handoff going left-hand side. Jimenez, he has the first down, takes it into Clark territory, tackled at the 42-yard line.
Boy, he's got a nice feel to this counter play also. Kind of bounces around, hesitates, and then when he picks his direction he's going, he accelerates in a hurry. Only a junior, 180 pounds, almost 6 foot tall.
I'll tell you, every player that we had a chance to talk to today, both with Clark and Sierra Vista before the game, outstanding young men, very polite, very helpful. We needed some help with some of the player pronunciations. Aaron Kahaliaki, came out, talked to us. Kiki Fadalinga came out and talked to us. I mean, it was really, as we've got a delay of game penalty that goes against Sierra Vista.
Well, what I got a kick out of was we were talking to their teammates and asking them how they pronounce their name. And they say, I don't know.
Nobody knows. Coaching staff didn't know. We just call him Aaron. We had to hear it straight from the sources. Toss right. Here on 1st and 15 inside the 40-yard line, makes up the penalty yardage. That's Fadalinga on the carry. And now Clark is going to call a timeout with 2:06 left in the game. So still some teachable moments for both of these coaching staffs, despite the score on the scoreboard, folks. This is not a timeout called by Clark because they still have a chance to win the football game still, but an opportunity to teach the defense as they're building their culture.
Another thing, we're talking to Coach Pickens earlier in the week about, you know, how is he going to build this Clark program and what does he learn from his previous stops? And he talked about, you know, bringing camaraderie and hope to this program. And, you know, you need to know the guy next to you. Already talked about Clarkitis, and they don't, no player wants Clarkitis because that's the old Clark High School. And you just go down, you know, you need to know the guy next to you to be able to fight with and for him.
Out of the Clark timeout, 2:06 remaining. And Armstrong back out there, the third quarterback of the day. Gentner started it and had an outstanding first half. Here's a handoff left-hand side. Jeffrey Clayton gets to the corner in a hurry. And he is tossed out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Clayton at 5'2", 125 pounds. And boy, one of the spectators on the far side of the field was taken out on the play as well. Well, you got to be heads up when you're standing along a sideline in any football game.
Yeah, not good to be facing away from the football field. Let's hope that she's okay. Looks like she bounced up. Oh, to be young and
that's
flexible.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I guess
she's
football's
still
not
shimmying
so
on
tough.
the sideline over there, shaking the shoulders a little bit. Hey, when you're a photographer, that could be a rough one over there on the sideline. Let's look at our delivery of the game. And this one, courtesy of Josiah Mayava. Mayava had an outstanding fumble return for a touchdown. This is early in the game to make it 14-0. Ford Country delivery of the game. Josiah Mayava. Boy, he delivered that quickly into the end zone after he picked up that football.
Seen that a couple times today, picking up a fumble, trying to score with it. Both teams were able to do that. But to get back to what Coach Pickens was saying, you know, he talks about fighting for your buddy. Well, to do that, you need to know him. They got in the weight room this summer. You know, they ate together, did obstacle courses, life skills, just trying to continue to build the closeness of this football team as they go forward.
This is Armstrong keeping it himself. He will take it to the 26-yard line on first down. Second down and 6 coming up as we near the 1-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Sierra Vista is going to move to 3-1 on the season. Clark will fall to 2-2. The schedule does not get any easier for either one of these teams, but Sierra Vista's strength up front certainly played a big factor today, overcoming a number of penalties early on that would have hamstrung them normally, but they were able to bounce back from those against Clark. As here's no DOT, a couple of stiff arms, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's down inside the 5-yard line.
Uh, 235 pounds, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, little stiff arm, another stiff arm. Let's try 3 stiff arms. Keeps those legs churning.
I was in the Vegas airport this morning. I could have helped, no, TOT helped me navigate some foot traffic that way. Nice run around the right-hand side. I don't even think Sierra Vista Dale needs to get this snap off, though I've been burned once before.
I think they might end up taking a knee here the way the officials are.
And that's exactly what Armstrong's going to do. And that will end the ball game. Well, you always like to get a win on homecoming, and Sierra Vista gets an emphatic victory, 49-14 over the Clark Chargers. Great performance by Sierra Vista. They don't need any points in the second half. No scoring after an explosive first half of action, Dale. We don't get any scoring in the second half. It was more about ball control for the Mountain Lions.
Well, it was. Remember, we got the running clock going there, and I think both teams were a little more disciplined. You didn't see the late hits, things like that, and other than defensive linemen jumping off sides that I think both teams will continue to work on in the coming weeks.
Teams offering each other congratulations. Like to see that after a hard-fought game. There was some good hitting out there on the field as well. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the work that Clark has done so far, the way they bounced back after a tough first half, and Sierra Vista looked really good as well. Let's take a break here on Game Time. We'll step away. 49-14 your final. Back with a post game right after this.
Sky Jackson audition, take 1, action.
Hey, do you know which vegetables grow best in summer? Because I'm planting a garden with a friend. And helping another friend make up a dance.
But why?
1 in 4 students is bullied, often for what makes them different. We're going to celebrate what makes my friends different by doing things they love together. Treat your friends with Talkies and DoSomething.org. To sign up and enter for a $5,000 scholarship, visit DoSomething.org/friends. Let's do this.
You can get a used Porsche a lot of places, but the only place you can get a certified pre-owned Porsche that comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty is at the Gaudin Porsche Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now. You want a Porsche? Get your Porsche. But be smart about it. Get it the right way, with some peace of mind, from a name with a 94-year history of serving this community. I'm Jim Meridian, General Manager of Gaudin Porsche of Las Vegas, 215 and Rainbow Boulevard.
Station Casinos is putting a whole new spin on great food. Dig into our new wheel deals at your favorite Grand Cafe or Cafe Fiesta. A 2-egg breakfast with bacon or sausage and hash browns, just $2.99. Fried fish tacos with salsa fresco and guacamole for $4.99. And chicken pesto pasta with garlic toast for just $5.99. Served all day, every day at a Station Cafe near you. Wheel deals, great food at a great price at all Station Casinos and Fiesta Henderson.
Today's Game Time Game of the Week on YurView is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Come try the new $3.99 really big chicken sandwich combo with double the cheese and double the chicken, plus curly fries and a drink for only $3.99. Limited time only. Gaudin Porsche. Circle K, it's time to take a Polar Pop timeout. Sahara Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Talkies, face the intensity. Ford Country. And Valley Auto Mall.
It's the Talkies Hot Player of the Game. Our player of the game down on the field with Gordon Spencer right now, and head coach John Foss is Trevor Gentner. Gordon? Before we go to Gordon, look at this Gentner touchdown pass early in the game to McCray. Then Gentner, one of his 3 touchdown passes on the game, 7 of 15 for 176 yards on top of that. Also kicked in 7 extra points and a number of touchbacks as the kicker for the Sierra Vista Mountain Lions. The Talkies top player of the game, Trevor Gentner. And let's go down to Gordon. He has corralled Trevor and Coach John Foss. Gordon?
All right, thank you, Jeff. Well, Coach, your 3 straight wins now. Big win today against Clark.
Yeah, it was. The kids came out hard and well. Got a nice lead on them. We're fortunate enough to get a couple other kids in. Most of our kids in the second half. He came out with a lot of intensity and good execution, and Trevor did a great job with the offense, and we're obviously real pleased. We're just trying to get a little bit better each week.
Yeah, now over 40 points a game in these 3 straight wins. What are you most happy about with this team?
Just what type of job we're doing in the line of scrimmage and some of our adjustments. So what the teams are doing to us is really allowing us to be successful moving the ball. We'll throw when they give us a throw, and we'll run it when we have the opportunity to run it. And kids have really been very coachable and been very flexible and helped us to be successful.
All right, congratulations again, Coach Foss. Trevor Gentner, our player of the game, 3 touchdowns, 176 yards. Trevor, must feel good to get a win on homecoming.
Yeah, it's a good win. The boys are really excited about the win tonight. We'll just go celebrate tonight during the homecoming dance.
Yeah, and what about the game today? You started at 11 a.m. Any issues with that, or are you guys ready, obviously?
No, we've been preparing throughout the week. Getting up early for school, nothing different, coming out here getting the job done.
And throwing the ball, you did a lot of that today. You don't do that, but that worked well.
Yeah, I had a little injury with my thumb during the week, but healed up nice and turned out correct.
All right, hey, congratulations, Trevor, and good luck going forward.
Thank you.
All right, Jeff, let's send it back upstairs. Sierra Vista pretty happy after this win.
They certainly are. That's going to be a great homecoming dance later on tonight. We'll be back with more here on the postgame show in just a moment.
If you're shopping for a vehicle, one location soars above the rest, the Valley Auto Mall. With 19 dealers, 23 brands, and over $250 million in inventory, chances are the Valley Auto Mall has just the vehicle you're looking for. In fact, 1 in 4 vehicles is purchased at the Valley Auto Mall. For the best in selection, sales, and service, the Valley Auto Mall is head and shoulders above the rest. Fly over today. Shop the Valley Auto Mall or valleyautomall.com.
You can get a used Porsche a lot of places, but the only place you can get a certified pre-owned Porsche that comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty is at the Gaudin Porsche Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now. You want a Porsche? Get your Porsche. But be smart about it. Get it the right way, with some peace of mind, from a name with a 94-year history of serving this community. I'm Jim Meridian, General Manager of Gaudin Porsche of Las Vegas, 215 and Rainbow Boulevard.
Station Casinos is putting a whole new spin on great food. Dig into our new wheel deals at your favorite Grand Cafe or Cafe Fiesta. A 2-egg breakfast with bacon or sausage and hash browns, just $2.99. Fried fish tacos with salsa fresco and guacamole for $4.99. And chicken pesto pasta with garlic toast for just $5.99. Served all day, every day at a Station Cafe near you. Wheel deals, great food at a great price. At all Station Casinos and Fiesta Henderson.
Trolls.
Go, 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 Cookies!
This is Contour from Cox. Cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
In the Sierra Vista press box, Jeff Kurtz alongside Dale Hellestray as our post-game show continues. Dale, again, outstanding performance from Sierra Vista. We heard from their quarterback, Trevor Gentner. They don't usually throw the football as much as they did today, but every time they did, it was effective.
Well, they did, and obviously it's effective because they can run the football so well. Big physical offensive line. Plus, they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit more as this season goes along.
Well, they certainly demonstrated an ability to do that today. Gives them another wrinkle for other teams to think about as they face Sierra Vista down the road.
Exactly, because that run game is so dominating. That's what everybody's going to be prepared for. You can hit a couple big pass plays. Obviously, going to be more difficult to play defense.
Meanwhile, for Clark, a few things to build off of here. They obviously didn't play Clark football the way Coach Pickens talked about at halftime, but I think with the way the program is going, progress is certainly being made, definitely over last year.
You could definitely see a difference in the second half. Again, I don't know if it was 11 a.m. kickoff. I'm not sure why they were as sloppy as they were there in the first half, but again, you take away from what they did out there in the second half. Great effort all game long, and I think that's where it starts.
Well, let's take a look at the final stats from today's game. As you can see, it was pretty dominant for Sierra Vista, 456 total yards, just 243 for Clark. Those 3 turnovers for Clark certainly hurt them, especially earlier in the game. We saw that with our play of the game. And then 9 penalties for 100 yards for Clark, 8 for 70 for Sierra Vista. Sierra Vista is definitely going to want to clean up some of those penalties, especially those personal fouls, and then a lot of neutral zone infractions. We saw a lot of that from the defensive line.
Well, again, I think what frustrates coaches more than anything, you can deal with the pass interference call, you can deal with the holding call, but it's the pre-snap and the post-whistle penalties that will really affect a football team, and those are things you can control. And so those offsides, encroachments, and the late hits or unsportsmanlike conduct, those are things that coaches will emphasize.
Let's look at our YurView and National Game of the Week next week. We go to Omaha, Nebraska. Burke and Westside, the Bulldogs and the Warriors. That game will be on Thursday. Check YurView for times in your area, and it will also be streaming on YurView.com. Well, folks, there's a whole host of people who make today's broadcast possible. I'd like to thank, in particular, our director and producer, Chris Akernick and Ron Bruce. Steve Feinberg, our technical director, everyone who was running a camera or helping us out everywhere on the broadcast. Outstanding work. They were here early in the morning to make this broadcast possible for you today. For Gordon Spencer, down on the football field, doing all the sideline reporting, my broadcast partner, Dale Hellestray. I am Jeff Kurtz, saying so long from Sierra Vista High School on homecoming. The Mountain Lions win at 49-14 over the Clark Chargers. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.
Hey, little man. I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life, home security and automation.
On YurView, Omaha Burke versus Omaha Westside live Thursday night. Check local listings or YurView.com for game times.
With Contour from Cox, your entertainment is there for you whenever you need it most. Movies, TV shows, sports, events, kids programming, all right there in your home, ready to spring into action at the touch of a button. I'm Camille Ford, and it's my job to show you what Contour from Cox has available right now. Let's get started with Michael Bay's latest cinematic spectacle, Transformers: The Last Night.
The imminent destruction of everything we know and love begins.
I want to stay, and I want to fight them.
We're not giving up on Prime, okay?
Be all right. Family now.
Transformers: The Last Night.
We're getting ready to bring a different level of conversation.
Don't make me do anything that I don't want to do as a parent.
Listen, what I need is a man.
It's a place where we all can be inspired.
I feel if you want to be heard, take it directly to the people.
8 to 2 just goes so fast. There we got no after-school sports.
Yeah, you don't have
We can have white sisters, black sisters. Sisters is not about race. Sisters is about connection.
Sister Circle on TV One On Demand.
I love Jennifer Hudson, so I'm excited that she's here.
She's the only coach on The Voice that has an Oscar, which I'm super jealous about.
I got 3 dogs, and their name is Oscar, Grammy, and Dreamgirl.
Winning. It's important to me because the contestants want to win, and I want to win for them.
You have the voice.
She's really not a rookie at this. Congratulations on winning The Voice UK.
Thank you.
We're in the United States of America now.
The Voice on NBC On Demand.
Milestones. Incredible catches. Clutch hits. Huge wins. Baseball fans have something to cheer about every single night. And with the MLB Extra Innings package, you get all the baseball you can handle all season long. Plus, MLB Extra Innings includes MLB.TV, so you can experience all the action on over 400 supported devices. MLB Extra Innings with MLB.TV, all from Cox. It's everything baseball.
Get yourself ready for some serious action because UFC 216 is coming soon. Take a look.
One of the best 155-pounders in the world. Kevin Lee! This kid is a phenomenal talent.
Former UFC heavyweight champ Fabricio Verdun.
Arguably the greatest submission artist in the history of the heavyweight division.
The Black Beast.
That guy shuts the lights out.
UFC 216 is live on Cox.
What's scarier, a shark, a mummy, or an unknown evil lurking right outside your door? You know what? You don't have to decide because you can experience all of those things right now, right from home with Cox On Demand. Check it out.
There, look. Oh my God.
You ladies ready?
Smile.
This really is a story about these 2 girls and sort of that trigger that we have in us as human beings, that instinct for like fight or flight.
It's a horror movie without the supernatural, that everything that happens in the film could happen, might happen, does happen.
Even just breathing becomes a kind of, exercise in terror.
You're just gonna walk out and go, oh my God, what just happened? And that's what you want from a movie experience, right?
I'm so scared.
What you have released is unlike anything we've ever faced. The ultimate evil.
She did something to me.
I know you're a good man.
Sacrifices must be made.
Where does that leave me?
With a choice. Come to me.
The Mummy.
We never go out at night, and the red door stays locked.
Oliver, you scared me.
Sorry.
It comes at night.
With Cox On Demand, your favorite shows are always on your schedule. So you can watch whatever you want, whenever you want. And let's be honest, who could want any more than that?
Do you ever feel alone? Does it seem like no one really understands you? Are you afraid? We can set you free. We want you.
American Horror Story on FX On Demand.
For 10 years, you've witnessed this family. Keep it fab.
What a sexy biatch.
Keep it bold.
Stop taking pictures of yourself. Your sister's going to jail.
Keep it real.
They're gonna shoot me in the back.
Keep it Kardashian. Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Brand new Sundays at 9 on E!
Catch the best of the Kardashians on E! On Demand.
Wow.
The Johnstons are growing up.
James is Elizabeth's friend.
Hamming it up.
Hey, baby.
And breaking down.
Me and Mom got something really important we need to tell you.
7 Little Johnstons on TLC On Demand.
Brand new movies in your home at the push of a button. That's pretty great. But brand new movies in your home weeks before they're available in theaters? That's insanely great. And guess what? Insanely great is exactly what Cox On Demand does best. Here's what's available right now.
I love you.
I'm married. I sleep with the one guy. Pissed off that it isn't just a one-night stand.
I'm moving in here for a while.
What?
What are you doing here?
We bonded over the mutual hatred of you.
I don't hate you, per se. I can't wait to get these people out of my life.
Crash Pad.
Hey, hello. Hi, guys. Can I get another bourbon, hon?
Oh, no, Doug. This is Beatrice. She's staying for dinner.
You were hovering. I just figured you were part of this staff.
You think that you can hide behind this gate?
The world needs jobs. It needs money. It needs what I do.
The world doesn't need you.
Hi, Chihuahua. This can't possibly end well.
Beatrice at dinner.
Gunther.
Where is Gunther? I'm right here.
I will be the guy who killed Gunther. I put together an unstoppable team.
They're gonna get terminated, that I can tell you. Give me the bazooka, will you?
We gotta be on our toes.
Killing Gunther, rated R.
HBO On Demand and Cinemax On Demand each provide instant access to tons of acclaimed shows and hit movies, not to mention sports, special events, kids programming, and more. With HBO On Demand and Cinemax On Demand, you'll always have something great to watch no matter when you want to watch it.
HBO and Cinemax from Cox. The movies and shows you want to watch.
I'm taking the high road. It's something to see. I'm feeling the fire. Take you in it with me.
Addictive drama.
I'm good at this.
Edge of your seat action and laugh out loud comedy. The best entertainment your way.
Wasn't expecting that.
Discover your new favorites and enjoy anytime, anywhere. Included free with your subscriptions.
Watch me come alive. 'Cause this is my rival.
Experience more with HBO and Cinemax.
Big movies, original series, docs, comedy specials, and more. That's what you get with Epix On Demand. And even better, you get it all anytime you want to watch.
I'm the boss here.
Critically acclaimed original series, only on Epix.
Everybody in show business has a story about how they broke in. Maybe this is our way.
Don't miss the new show everybody's talking about. It's hot. Get Shorty. And this October, the return of spy thriller Berlin Station.
Langley doesn't know what we're doing. We're off the books on this.
It's based on the facts at hand.
Only on Epix. Watch Epix On Demand now or go to epix.com.
arm bars, hammer fists, rear naked chokes. I hope you're up to speed on your MMA terminology, because UFC 216 is coming soon, and it's always more fun to shout at the screen when you know what you're talking about.
Tony Ferguson! One of the best 155-pounders in the world. Kevin Lee! This kid is a phenomenal talent.
Former UFC heavyweight champ Verdum.
Arguably the greatest submission artist in the history of the heavyweight division.
The Black Beast!
That guy shuts the lights out.
UFC 216 is live on Cox.
Today's streaming services have some amazing original series, but their new release movie selections are really not that good. In fact, many new releases aren't available on streaming for months or even years after they come out in theaters. If you want to watch new movies while they're still new, then you need Cox On Demand. Here's a small taste of what's available right now.
To stop an evil principal, George and Harold need a genius plan.
We'll hypnotize you.
Tra-la-la!
Captain Underpants!
Everything you know about superheroes gets thrown out the window.
Here, let me help. Oh, boy.
DreamWorks Captain Underpants.
Who is this woman?
She's my, she and I are working together, sir.
Wonder Woman.
I've been dating this girl. She's white. A white girl?
It's okay. We hate terrorists.
Is your bad man?
I'm looking for Emily Gardner. She was checked in tonight.
You should call her family.
Is that lady still looking at me?
I think I'll make tea. Actually, I'll open a bottle of wine. Does Emily have whiskey?
The Big Sick.
On-demand kid shows might just be the most life-saving invention since sippy cups, or fish-shaped crackers, or mac and cheese. All your favorite kids shows available whenever you need them most. You're welcome.
I want you to go to the all-night market and buy 50 more large pumpkins.
No way! Not going outside in the middle of a tornado storm.
I don't care if there's a tornado storm. Pick up both notes you threw on the floor and then go get the pumpkins.
Henry Danger on Nickelodeon On Demand.
Watch Universal Kids, now available on demand.
We can grow a new tree. I'll invent some fast-growing seeds. We plant them, water them, and when the tree grows...
Sometime in the next 100 years, it'll never work. At least not in time for the contest this afternoon.
Never say never, Blair. Rox is on the right track. Ready, set, gear up and go!
Good luck!
Sunny Day on Nick Jr. On Demand.
Disney Family Movies On Demand can turn any night into a family movie night instantly. This month, don't miss out on talking bugs, giant babies, wizards, time travel, and more. Enjoy.
Magic plays here.
This month, it's the world's smallest big adventure.
Hey, I'm back!
And the world's biggest little kid.
I blew up the baby.
Plus, an amazing lineup of live-action favorites and animated classics.
I happen to be a wizard.
Check us out on Facebook and start enjoying the magic of Disney Family Movies.
Have you ever wished your kids could unwatch something? We have. That's why Cox has partnered with Common Sense Media, the nation's largest independent nonprofit, dedicated to helping families make smart media choices. Check out Common Sense Media's movie reviews to find age-appropriate movies with positive messages and inspiring role models for your kids. You can find Common Sense Media's videos free on demand.
This week's Movies On Demand Top 5 Countdown features superheroes, robots, monsters, and sharks. Not to mention Tom Cruise, Mark Wahlberg, Mandy Moore, and Gal Gadot. It's gonna be good.
Number 5.
What you have released is unlike anything we've ever faced. The ultimate evil.
She did something to me.
I know you're a good man.
Sacrifices must be made.
Where does that leave me?
With a choice.
Come to me.
The Mummy.
Number 4.
To stop an evil principal, George and Harold need a genius plan.
We'll hypnotize you.
On this week's show, we start by heading to Napanee, Indiana, and visiting Gulfstream Coach. We'll learn how this family-owned company started and how it has continued to grow to where it is today. Later, we'll head out to Colorado and visit Carefree of Colorado, the leader in RV awning innovation for 45 years, and see what goes into building their award-winning awnings and awning accessories. Then, Mark and Don Polk from RV Education